So, guys, let's move on with the topic for today. Thank you all. I appreciate your presence. God bless you. Thank you. Seek refuge with Allah against the accursed devil. You know, the devil is always watching us, right? From where we don't see. So we have to seek refuge so that we go ahead when we have to discuss God. Anyways, so in the beginning, I played a video from Yasir Qadhi. So this is the video. Then I give you a breakdown on the heebie-jeebies these people have to be in, right?
Well aware at this stage. And if somebody proves me wrong, then I would love to come across that and say, no, we can prove academically. Because here's the point. We can academically prove, by and large, that the Prophet ﷺ preached the Qur'an, the words that we have today. This is the mainstream, and we can prove this. As of yet, I don't think we can do that to the Hadith literature.
Right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. You see, that is one of their own, colleague. That is a mushrik also, Yasir Qadhi, who happens to fight for us. If you're on the team of God, you are always going to win. There's no reason for you to lose, right? Chapter 3, verse 160. If God shall support you, none can defeat you. So you see, Yasir is confessing. We can backdate the Quran. We can go trace, and it goes back to the Prophet. But when you do the same with the Hadith, it doesn't work academically. You just have to base on blind faith to believe that the Hadith comes from the Prophet. Does it? This is coming from their number one modern day scholar, Yasir Qadhi, who happens to have expertise in Hadith books. Yes, he have expertise in Hadith literature. Thank you very much, brother Little Rock. I remember you, brother Little Rock. Thank you for this super chat and donation. I appreciate that. God bless you. Thank you very much. God bless you for this generosity with His mercies and grace. Asa B4Gs, you're welcome. Long time, sister. I hope you're doing well. Yeah. Salam to all those who are joining. Irish Rose, thank you all for coming. Mohammed Lawal, I see you, my dear brother, from Nigeria, right? So this is Yasir Qadhi. He's a scholar in Hadith books, right? When it comes to Hadith literature. But the reason why I'm playing his video for you to listen and see, there's a reason I'm doing that. The mushriks gave him a backlash when he confessed this confession. Was it about 2 years ago, right? If I'm wrong, correct me. I think last year. Was it last year or 2 years ago? When he made this video, and there was a backlash from the Sunnis especially, because they are like, well, how can one of us just give us out like this? And it's a fact. What he said is a fact, right? So now, pay close attention. I've done a breakdown on this video before, but I want to just go over it so that in order to be a counter argument against Dr. Shadi, the guy Shadi, he was trying to question us and say, so I'm going to use it as a counter argument. So pay close attention. Now,
I'm well aware. My preliminary conclusion, and please audience understand, I could be wrong.
Fine. When you make a research and you're coming out with a conclusion, you can definitely be wrong, because there could be there could be a possibility that there's something you didn't check or you didn't examine. I happen to find myself in the same spot when I did the translation of the Quran. After I was done, when I gave to some people for the reading proof, people got back to me with certain verses, which was, maybe the words weren't translated well. So yeah, I have to go back to the drawing board and recheck it, because sometimes you as a person, when you're doing research or you're doing a work, your mind can be fixated on something. You might think you have done it, but you haven't actually done it. And that is why when people type something and they go back to read, they end up reading something which doesn't make sense. And they're like, oh, wait a minute, did I type this? So same goes with any research you do. It's always good to go over it. Yes, I see you, Nazil Khawaja. Salam to you. Thank you. It's always good to go over with people and let people re-examine with you, right? It's always good to do that, right? So he's making a statement, but the reason why he is putting himself in check in this manner is because of the backlash. Regardless, even though he did this, but the backlash was very heavy. I don't know how he came out of it peacefully, But these mushriks, if you're one of them and you have to give them out like this, oh my God, you cannot sleep. Yeah, to be honest. Right? A lot of them know the truth, but coming out is difficult because when you come out, the backlash you're going to get from your own people is worse. Right? Usually you hear the sectarians telling you the Quran and the Hadith, they came on in the same way. There is not the chain of narration, whatever came on. No, they are not. The middle ground, there is no middle ground. There is nothing like, oh, it's equal. No, it's a lie. The same people who tell you, the same people who pass down the Quran are the same people. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. I'm telling you for a fact. So pay close attention, right? We have already been telling them, but it is now their own scholar is confessing. We, the one who happened to propagate the book of God as the sole source of guidance, right? We are not saying you cannot read other books. You can read other books. You can find knowledge in, biology, geography, whatever. Go and find knowledge. Knowledge is okay. But when we are talking about source of guidance back to God, you read Quran chapter 2, verse 38. It is the guidance of God you have to follow to go back to God. Read chapter 45, verse 11. God says, this is guidance. Haza huda. This is guidance. Chapter 45, verse 11. Chapter 2, verse 2. Zalika al-kitabu la rayba fi hudan lil muttaqin. That is the book wherein there is no doubt as guidance for those who are pious. So when it comes to guidance, we say the book of God is enough. That is our claim. We are not saying you cannot read other books just to get some little insight about certain aspects. Fine. You can read history books. Fine. You understand? But what mushriks fail to realize is we are claiming the Quran is enough for guidance in Islam. Stop asking us nonsensical question that if you follow the Quran alone, how can you know the name of the wife of the prophet? How can you know the concubine he dated? How can you know the 6-year-old girl he slept with? This is your claims. This is the foolish claims. We are trying to put some senses in your bozofied minds. You the mushriks. But you fail to realize this simple argument. Then you start bringing these nonsensical arguments that how was the Quran preserved? How did it get to you? I got it from the library. Hey, are you saying, okay, who put it at the library? Dude, do I care who put it? The book is claiming to be from God. God made a vow, chapter 35, verse 31 to 32, that he will let his servants inherit the book. I don't give a damn which servant of God inherited the book, as long as it will get to me. Yes, that's all I care. I don't care whose hands did the book get before it got to me. I don't care. I don't give a damn. Mushriks will fail to understand this logic. Then they tell you, you must know. Okay, are you saying if I go in the day of judgment, God is going to ask me, Baba Shuaib, my Quran that I sent to you, in whose hands did it pass before it got to you, Baba Shuaib? If you don't answer this, bang, everything you do is useless. This question, you fail, you go to the hell. Hey, angels, open the hellfire. He cannot get this question right. Can you imagine? Please, when somebody in the United States sent you a DHL parcel or sent you a FedEx parcel or UPS parcel, do you give a damn which countries it transited before getting to you? Ladies and gentlemen, let's confess. Do you give a damn which countries the parcel transited before it got to you? Do you give a damn about that? All you care about is if they say express is coming in 3 days, you want to see it at your door front. Then you open it to verify this is my package. Oh, halas, I'm done. It's my package. I don't give a damn. Even if it went to China, it went to in the hands of Donald Trump, it went to Georgia, is it Georgia Meloni? I don't give a damn. Mushriks are so, they are inquisitive in every aspect. Look, they can go as far as to tell you they have hadith on how the prophet is pooping. Like, seriously, what? We are using water closet, by the way. Did the prophet use water closet? The last time I checked, your garbage book is telling you they poop and use stones to. Oh my God, they poop and use stones. The last time I checked, I'm using water closet. I'm seriously in advanced level water closet. Did the Sahabas use this one? What nonsense is this? Yeah, you need to know, how do you do istinja? How do you wipe your butt when you poop? Yeah, it was the prophet who. How do you sleep with your wife? So the prophet parents never slept with each other before they gave birth. So I need to know how the prophet slept with his wife, so that I can also imitate. Hey, oh my God, guys! When I'm telling you these guys are bozos, I'm not insulting them. I'm defining who they are to you. I'm not insulting. Look, if you think I'm insulting them, go and read Quran chapter 2, verse 130. God says, وَمَنْ يَرْغَبُ عَنْ مِلَّةِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ إِلَّا مَنْ سَفِهَ نَفْسَهُ. Ask any Arabian speaker, what is the word safiha? Ask any Arabian, what is the word safiha? وَمَنْ يَرْغَبُ عَنْ مِلَّةِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ. Who will desire other than the creed of Ibrahim, if not one who fools himself? Fool. An incompetent fool is what we call bozo. So if I'm saying these people are bozifying themselves, I'm not insulting them. I'm just telling you who they are. Because the moment they are proud of another creed God never gave them, wallahi lazim, they are bozos. That's a fool. Because somebody who is fooling himself, what else do you want to call him? Are you getting my people? I'm not insulting anybody. I tell them who they are and give them the verses of God. So stop thinking when I use the word mushrik, I'm telling you who they are for a fact. It's not a joke. Okay. Let's continue this.
I don't find much commonality between them.
Yasir Qadhi is telling you they don't find much commonality between Quran and Hadith. There is no common ground there. Let's continue.
As of yet. Obviously in small areas there, but overall,
He even said in small, not in equal, not in small areas, he said. And that is the one that the scholars will tell you, if the Quran confirms with the Hadith, we rock with it. That's usually you hear some wise of them, some people who have the minute sense of why wisdom. That's what they say. They will say, if the Quran agrees with the Hadith, we go with it. That is the minute part he's talking about. But majority of the part, Quran and Hadith don't agree. They contradict each other. Yes, I'm working on doing a debate with this guy, Abu Bara from UK. God willing, we get to make this debate. Guys, you are going to see how bozofied these people are. Let's continue.
Strictly opposed epistemologies. That having been said, therefore,
he told you these are strictly opposed epistemologies. They are strictly opposed. Ladies and gentlemen, when you tell you something is an opposition, you understand? They are not like coming head-on collision with each other. They are strictly opposed epistemologies. They are not even coming together like this. Please pay attention to Yasir Qadhi. Okay. I know the mushrik Sunnis, they like to listen to dead scholars. They don't like modern day scholars. They like dead scholars, the mushriks. But I don't know how their brain works. They like somebody who they cannot go and question. The one who is alive, who will say things for them to question. They don't like that one.
Therefore, one will have to navigate the religious side of things if you are a believing Sunni, Hadith believer, in a different epistemology. And when you are arguing in the academic world, you'll have to use a different epistemology.
Listen to this argument. If you are a believing Sunni and you are arguing about the Hadith, you have to use a different methodology. You can't use the same method against an academic world. It doesn't work. So which means logic doesn't work when it comes to Sunni ideology. Logic is thrown out of the window. You have to use faith and blind faith to justify the Sunni doctrines. Academically, it goes with logic. And Islam, God says, Afala ta'kilun, will you then not reason? Islam goes with reasoning. God does not need fools in religion, in Islam. Look, if you see a person foolish in a religion, that person is not following God. I'm not joking with you. Whenever you see somebody with a myopic way of thinking in religion, that person is not following God. Yes, he is following his idols, what they told him. You know, both Christianity and in Islam, if you see somebody with a myopic way of thinking, that person is not following God. Peace to you, Maggie. Right? Okay.
So in some areas, there's good, healthy overlap. In some areas, we'll politely agree to disagree. And in some areas, they're diametrically opposed.
Thank you. So you see, he's now building up on the commonality to tell you in some areas, fine. In some areas, no. In some areas, big opposition. Let's go.
This is my preliminary analysis, and I would love to be proven wrong. And I would love for somebody to come and say, no, you are absolutely incorrect.
This is coming from one of the highly educated men in Hadith literature. Highly educated in the modern day. One of the highly educated men in Hadith literature, right? And he's a Sunni, by the way. So imagine him coming out to say this with a straight face, with the eyes down. He cannot look straight because there is danger.
And we can prove hadith via the historical critical method, and this is how we do it. And I would literally thank that person.
He's a student who graduated studying hadith. So he know academically you can't prove that. You can't. So you have to blindly say you believe in hadith to justify some things. But they cannot prove it logically. And this is why they hate the Quran followers, the Quran alone follow, because we logically deal with things. And they don't like that. You get my point.
Person and be the first to.
So you see, yeah, Jihan, thank you. The sound it came with a video, unfortunately, right? You know, I wish there was no sound to the video, but the sound, if I edit the sound out, the voice, Yasir Qadhi's voice will be like AI edited. So I didn't want it to sound like AI speaking. That's why I left the sound, right? Somebody is asking a question. He says, when are we organizing Burn the Hadith Book Day? Hey, please. You want to fight trouble for yourself. If you want to do that, make sure there is no mushrik in your community. Please. That one is too far. That one leave is for the atheists and then the crusaders and so on to do that. Please. There is no such thing as Burn the Hadith Day. If you want peace in your community, leave it for those who are against the jihadists and so on to do that. So organizing a banner. The mushriks will die for hadith more than the Quran. I'm not joking with you. They will die for hadith book more than the Quran. Right? You know, when I sit here, you hear me using words like garbage. The mushriks, they know I say that. But when I meet them, I don't use the word garbage in front of them. I can say comedy. Comedy is the highest word I will use in front of them. But I will not say garbage. These mushriks, I said they venerate hadith books more than the Quran. So to go to the extent to say you want to organize a hadith burning day. Hey, my guy, don't fight trouble for yourself. Hey, these people, even, you see, Prophet Lot, 2 angels came to him, right, to visit him in human form. Two angels came. Do you see how the people harass the angels in the human form? These hadith people, they don't care if God sent 1,000 angels in human form. I swear to God, these hadith followers will harass the angels. They will harass them because you burnt hadith books. So that side. So let's continue.
Academic channel, right? You're well aware, nobody in the academy affirms the Muslim Sunni science of hadith.
Nobody in the academy affirms the Muslim or the Sunnis science of hadith. It is the Sunnis who invented what we call science of hadith. Listen carefully. It is the Sunnis who invented what we call science of hadith. Academically, it has not been endorsed. Nobody in the academic level agrees with that. No. The science of hadith is kaput in the academic world. So logically, it cannot be proven. It is them who invented this nonsense. Yes, and they call it science of hadith. Yes, Officer Malik. Yes, it's actually called science of men. Yes, they are the science of men. not science of anything. You get the point.
Nobody. It is considered to be completely discredited. I'm just being factual. I'm describing. I'm not.
Completely discredited. He didn't only say discredited partially. Completely discredited in the academic world, because everything you do has to be studied. Yeah, we study people, we study people's works, we study people's, career and so on, right? So everything has to be studied, and we are in the age of advanced technology. Yes. So you have to be studied. So if you bring a work and you say science of hadith or science of, it has to be studied. We studied it, we see it's nonsensical. Trash, ladies and gentlemen. Garbage. Yes. We can say that some hadiths go back to the followers, tabi'un, the followers, but not to the Prophet himself. Listen.
Not as an academic.
Thank you. So this is our argument to you, the mushriks. We say, bring us one hadith which says, Hadathana Muhammad bin, according to you, you say his father is the servant of God, Abdullah, but yet you say he's going to hell. These people are so bozofied that even their lies, they don't know how to write lies. You said the father of Prophet Muhammad is called Abdullah, servant of God, which means he already knows God. But he's going to hell. He's in hell according to your own garbage books. Yes, according to their garbage book, the Sunnis. You look, if you are in a Sunni country, please don't say this. Don't tell them this. They will they will terminate you. So, but their garbage book is there. They said the parents of the Prophet are in hellfire. And they said the father is Abdullah, even though servant of God, but he's going to hell, according to them. They don't have one single hadith where the Prophet himself, where the hadith narration says, Hadathana Muhammad bin Abdullah. They don't have that kind of hadith. Unless they tell you from the Tabi'un, Hadathana Abu Fulana, Hadathana Abu Huraira, Hadathana, this is Umar bin, what?
At this stage. And if somebody proves me wrong, then I would love for.
I like this kind of argument. He knows nobody who can prove him wrong. They can only rant on social media, attack him on social media. Fine, they can do that. But they can never prove him wrong. It's not a joke. They can never prove him wrong on this. And this is why the Sunnis have been working their way to find an argument against we the Qur'an alone. And one of the arguments, I'm going to bring it to you, Dr. Shadi. The guy with the PhD. When I say PhD in my own terms, in my own right, you know what I mean, right? Dr. Shadi. Is it Shadi or something? We like wearing the round glasses. I'll play his video, you see. So this is a video as a counter to Dr. Shadi. But we are going to see something. The Sunnis don't have any argument against us. Their argument is just two. One is how do you pray? And the other is how the Quran was preserved. That's only two arguments they have. They don't have any other arguments. How do you pray? And how did the Quran get to you? Preservation. That is all their arguments, ladies and gentlemen. And we are going to dismantle that argument today. Okay. I see you, my elder Sadi. This is the first time I've heard a Sunni with this comment and don't go in circles. Exactly. It's interesting, right? It's an interesting one. It's interesting one. Yes. Officer Malik says, who is Abu Lab? Yes, they like asking that question. Abu Lab, these three ones. Don't worry. These are things I will show people how to tackle all this. I see you, Seydu Musa. Thank you. God bless you. Yes. Simon says, post-HBGB disorder is post-HBGB's disorder. Right? If they were the holders of the truth, they will be the happiest people on earth. No doubt. Sunnis will, no doubt.
You come across that and say, no, we can prove academically. Because here's the point. We can academically prove, by and large, that the Prophet ﷺ preached the Qur'an, the words that we...
Thank you. We can academically prove that the Prophet preached the Qur'an. As a matter of fact, it can be backdated and traced that the Qur'an existed in the timeline of the Prophet. So it can be proven, right? But these people don't have as much as the manuscript of Imam Bukhari. They don't have it. The original manuscript of Imam Bukhari. They don't have it. And remember, Imam Bukhari came 200 years after the Prophet. They don't have even his original manuscript. Yes, yes. Original manuscript of Imam Bukhari. They don't have it. No. Okay.
Today, this is the mainstream, and we can prove this. As of yet, I don't think we can do that to the hadith literature.
Thank you, Yasiri. As of yet, it's not like as of yet. We are in the age of technology. If you can do it, you will have done it long time. You cannot do it. You can't do it. It doesn't exist. You get my point. So, ladies and gentlemen, these videos I'm playing is a very, very important argument to use against the mushriks. Please, don't just watch these kind of videos and let it go. Save this point he's saying. Save it. They are very, very relevant going forward. If any Sunni says they can prove it, tell him face to face, prove it. Let's see. Show me the evidence. They can't prove it. Pay attention. It should be used against them, right? It is, their argument is based on blind faith, and this is why they hate to be questioned. So you see, when Baba Shuaib opens his platform, they are here to question me. I said, oh yeah, always I let them throw the first punch, but when I'm ready to throw back, they start running. You see the evidences. The videos are there on my channel. Whenever I say, how may I help you? They throw their first punch. That is it. That's the first punch. It ends there. They don't have an argument. Okay. His next video.
This is a whole other topic altogether, and that is the fabrication of hadith. Unfortunately, throughout our history, people, many of them sincere-minded, love to just fabricate things about the religion. Why? They have their reasons. Some of them had evil reasons, but many of them had good reasons. So one person fabricated lots of a hadith about Fada'il al-Qur'an.
So here's Yasir, way back again, telling you how people like to fabricate hadith narrations. And remember, you understand? Simon 639 says, Baba also need to do a stream about New Age religion. Okay, no problem. No problem. I'll work on that. I'll work on that. Thank you. Thank you to all those who are joining now. Peace to you all. I see you, Nara Power. I see you, Sokos Traore. I see Debt Rebel. Peace to all those who are joining. Kindly share so other people can join. We have over 100 people watching on TikTok. And then we have both Facebook and YouTube. We have over 130 people watching. Thank you all. So, how can someone be sincere-minded and fabricate? Exactly, that's the question. When somebody is sincere and honest, why will they fabricate? It's only the liars who fabricate lies about God. According to Quran chapter 16, verse 105. Yes. Chapter 16, verse 105. It is only the liars who fabricate lies about God. Yes. Okay. So you heard what Yasir said, how people fabricate lies about the deen. Now, let's go and tackle this comedian. His name is Dr. Shadi. No, before we go to Dr. Shadi, let's go to this guy. This guy.
Divine revelation for practical implementation, execution of ahkam, commandments or orders. Execution of ahkam is not possible without Sunnah. Sunnah is history, and the books of Sunnah are history. This is a betrayal. Betrayal with that divine assurance which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded in Qur'an. Denying the Sunnah as a revelation, as an authority, a binding authority, is a betrayal with deen. And calling it a history is a betrayal with that divine assurance. وَمَا يَنْتِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَىٰ. Sunnah is not history. It is revelation. Revelation is not history. Revelation is deen. Revelation is deen. It's not history.
God have mercy upon us.
Please, where is this guy from? I don't know if it's Super Mario or just check his mustache. I don't know. Mine is better. This guy, this kind of Hitler type of mustache. You say he is crying over Sunnah being a revelation. Then he goes to quote. He goes to quote chapter 53, verse 3 to verse 4. This guy is a comedian. I'm serious. Seriously. He put but I love his beard, but beard and mustache, by the way. He looks like Super Mario. To be honest, those on TikTok, you don't see him. If you're watching from YouTube, okay, let me show you. Those on YouTube, let me show you. Maybe you didn't see his on TikTok, sorry. Let me show you his picture. Those on TikTok, can you see? He looks like Super Mario. Don't you see? He's crying over Sunnah being a revelation. Where is this bozo from? He doesn't know what Yasir Qadhi said. His name is Sahib Zada Sultan Ahmed Ali, Secretary General of what? Islahi Jamaat and Almi Tanzim ul Arifin. These people are just waste of time and space. Chairman of Muslim Institute. No, it's Mushrik Institute. Yeah. They have to change that slogan. Yeah. Chairman of Mushrik Institute. Super Mario, let me hand you over. Another Mushrik.
Divine revelation for practical implementation, execution of ahkam, commandments or orders, execution of ahkam is not possible without Sunnah.
Okay, with the Sunnah, please. I'm challenging you, the Sunnis. According to you, you claim since somebody steals something, the hand should be taken off, right? Come and show us with the Sunnah, using your Sunnah books. Come and show us how the hand has to be taken off. They don't have it in their Hadith books. I'm telling you for a fact. No Sunni in this universe can prove to you how the Hadith show them how to take the hands off. They don't have it. It doesn't exist. Nowhere. Because the Prophet never removed anybody's hands. So let them come and prove to us where their Sunnah showed how the hands to be removed. From where to where. They don't have it. I'm serious. Yes, the mushriks. They are crying foul over nonsensical issues. Listen to this Super Mario guy.
History and the books of Sunnah are history.
They are calling a Hadith book as history, and this guy is here crying. This Super Mario guy is crying. Look, if I hear even people calling the Sunnah books history, it's like you are trying to be nice. They are not even history, because then you are admitting that the Prophet married a Sicilian girl, if that is history for you. Yes, that is nonsense. If you admit that the Prophet married a Sicilian girl, you are kaput in the head. You consider that history, then you are not normal. I'm serious.
This is a betrayal. Betrayal with that divine assurance.
Is he saying betrayal or betrayal? What word is that? Betrayal. Guys, help me. Is he saying betrayal or betrayal?
With that divine assurance which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala betrayal. History. This is a betrayal. Betrayal with.
I swear to God, he says betrayal. Betrayal. It's not betrayer. He is not saying betrayal. He says betrayal, betrayal, betrayal. This guy is speaking like Hitler. He's crying over Hadith and my God, crying over Sunnah. Yes, salam to you, my sister Rukaya. He's crying over Sunnah. Seriously, betrayal, not betrayal. Be plain. Let's continue.
That divine assurance which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded in Qur'an. Denying the Sunnah as a revelation, as an authority, a binding authority, is a betrayal with deen.
Look at the foolishness. Look at the madness. If you ask them again, what do you classify as Sunnah? Marrying the CCSO girl, is it part of the Sunnah? Then all of you, the mushriks, you should do it. Let's see. If marrying the CCSO girl you claim is a Sunnah, oh yeah, let's go. Start doing it. You know, I'm happy with the Georgia Meloni when she deported that guy from Pakistan from Italy just last week. She deported him. He is affirming that yes, Islam allows you to marry 9 years old girl. Italy took him back. Go to Pakistan. Go and marry there. Go 9 years. Take them. Nonsense. You call this Sunnah. Madness.
And calling it a history is a betrayal with that divine assurance. وَمَا يَنْتِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ.
The nonsense part is when they quote Quranic verse to support their arguments. وَمَا يَنْتِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَىٰ. What did Quran tell you? Allamahu shadidul quwwa. It's telling you who taught him. That the thing he is being taught is a singular pronoun. It is not a double or dual pronoun or plural. He is being taught one thing, which is the Quran, which is considered the wahi, and which is considered the revelation. That is all. Out of your foolishness, you are trying to claim that the Sunnah is also a revelation. But the Quran says he was given one revelation. You, the Sunnis, are claiming he was given 2 revelations, but you cannot prove it from the Quran. But always quoting 53, verse 3 to verse 4. وَمَا يَنْتِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ وَمَا يَنْتِقُ الْهَوَىٰ. Everything the Prophet said is a revelation. Really? So even if he tells his wife, hey, honey, I'm coming in the night, we are going to sleep together, that is also revelation. Cook me fried rice and chicken, revelation. I'm going to the toilet, revelation. Hey, Allah, these people, Why? Yes. Salam, Samira, I see you. Samira, Alpha Wolf. Yes. Salam, Isa Abdullah Shamu. My greetings, my brother. Let's go.
Sunnah is not history. It is
Oh my God.
revelation. Revelation
Sunnah
is
is
not
revelation.
history.
Where is the verse to back it up as Sunnah being revealed? Where? I wish Baba would get these people one-on-one.
Revelation is deen. Revelation is deen. It's not history.
Such people just waste of data. No benefits. Seriously. I'm serious. The emotional threatening nature of his speech is proof that they cannot rely on fact. A lie repeated often enough becomes truth. Allah guide us. It's true. When you repeat a lie for a long time, it starts to sound like the truth in the ears of the people. Yeah, thank you, Samira, for the gift. Thank you. You understand? Repeating a lie for a long time starts to sound like the truth in the ears of the people. So goes Traore, right? Peace to you. So what the Sunnis have been trained is to give their evidences with emotions. They cannot use facts to back out. And that's why when you are dealing with a Sunni, when you are factually questioning him, he becomes emotional and triggered. So he has to start a fight because he can't answer your argument. Yes? So this is how they've been trained. They can't answer factual things when you question them. No, they can't. Intellectually kaput. Now let's go to this Dr. Shadi, the guy with the heebie-jeebies, this thing. Oh, like one video, in between, one video. Listen to Imam Bukhari.
They always attack Bukhari.
يا أخي Bukhari is
يعني هو عشان شيء أنا that's why this is the example I gave.
Because with
Bukhari
Bukhari
is the most authentic.
فهمتك صح.
They say Bukhari. How do I know Bukhari? What he mentioned is correct.
ما شاء الله. They collected them in a book.
Exactly.
Through a lot of يعني the highest scrutiny.
Exactly.
Of detail that you could imagine.
They always attack Bukhari.
يا أخي Bukhari is
يعني هو عشان شيء أنا that's why this is the example I gave.
They said Bukhari is the highest scrutiny.
زي with
Bukhari is the
Bukhari
most
it's
authentic.
ايه فهمتك ايه صح
They say Bukhari. How do I know Bukhari? What he mentioned is correct.
ما شاء الله. They
And there's-
collected them in a book
Exactly.
through a lot of يعني the highest scrutiny
Exactly.
of detail that you could imagine.
Wow. He says Imam Bukhari's book is the highest scrutiny of details you can ever have. Wow. I swear to God, these mushriks, they've been paid. I'm not joking with you. They've been paid to lie to the people. I'm serious. And this is why they don't like you challenging the status quo. When you question them, they don't like it. They want to be authoritative. They want to look down on people. They want to, castigate people when you try to challenge the status quo. They don't like being challenged. Wallahi. They will just keep spewing the nonsense repeatedly, and their people will be just watching them, mashallah, shake. Can you imagine? Asim al-Hakim has a big fan like following, and they invite him to give speeches in countries like Malaysia. And ladies and gentlemen, Asim al-Hakim, the guy who says, I drink beer, and I'm proud of it. Can you imagine Asim al-Hakim? Asim al-Hakim, he's a Salaf. The Salafs, they are very extreme. They are extremists. They are the ones who takfir people among the Sunnis a lot. They will takfir you. They say you are a kafir. Easily. The Salafis. Let's go. The video of Shadi. Let's go. This is the video.
Qur'an only person cannot tell us what month we're in, what day we're in. But
this is how they do their stupid way of questioning. When we say we are following the Quran for guidance, right? Right now, we are in the month, in Gregorian calendar, we are in the month of April. Do I need a scripture to tell me what month I'm in right now, in the reality of the world? I'm in the month. I'm facing a reality. Do I need a scripture to tell me which month I'm in? What kind of brains are these people using? Because I keep saying Temu, but Temu is even better. I'm serious. Why do I need the Quran to tell me which month I'm in right now in reality? What is wrong with your logic? And these people have PhDs. And I call it post-Hibijibis disorder. I swear to God, because it's a disorder. Yes. Look at his round glasses.
by the Hijri calendar so that we can observe the obligations that are in the Quran. From the Quran only, what month are we in?
Is this a question? So the Hadith book, you have Hadith books which is going like this and counting the months and telling you right now you are in the month of Zulqa'dah. Is that how it's counted, or it tells you are in Shawwal? Like, seriously, what is wrong with these mushriks?
The Quran only where actually is Mecca. But if you're going to be...
He says if you ask a Quran where actually is Mecca, oh my God, I have Google now. Google Navigator can tell me where Mecca is. If you ask a Quran only, where is Mecca? Listen to the question. Somebody who follow the Quran only, if you ask him where is Mecca, I just need to use a navigator. Google map, he's there. And I find, like, he's expecting me when we say Quran only, so that means everything I'm doing in my life, it has to come from the Quran. What? These bozos, I don't understand them. We are only telling you when it comes to the aspect of guidance to God, the Quran is enough. That's what we are saying. We are not saying the Quran is a navigator. So if these people can go to the extent to ask you that, if you are using the Quran alone, show me how you sleep with your wife. I swear to God, somebody asked me in a dialogue. This question I'm saying. Somebody says, Baba Shuaib, if you are going to follow the Quran alone, show me how the Quran show you how to sleep with your wife. So Sunnis, they are expecting to find everything. Quran chapter 68. verse 36 up to 38. God says, "Ma lakum kayfa ta'kulun? Am lakum kitabun fihi tadrusun? Inna lakum fihi lama takhayyarun." God is asking you a question in Surah Al-Qalam. How do you judge? Do you have a book wherein you study, wherein you find whatever you prefer? Huh? Do you have such a book? Because this question goes to the Sunnis, the mushriks. Ma lakum kayfa ta'kulun? How do you judge? Do you have a book where you study? Because it's obvious you study garbage books. In those garbage books, do you find whatever you prefer? Because the last time I checked, there are certain things you don't find in Hadith books. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, ask them, did the Hadith book tell them how to use the water closet we have this modern day? The WC. Does the Hadith book teach them to use that? Because the last time I checked, the Hadith book said they should use stones. They should find 7 stones or how many stones. So please, if you go to any country which has the Sunni community, don't go to the bush picking up stones for your kids. Please avoid those stones because they've been used. I'm not saying it. If you go to any country and there are Sunnis packed up in a community and there's a bush with stones, I swear to God, avoid those stones, these mini stones, because they've been used to wipe poop. Because the hadith tell them you should find mini stones and wipe your butt with it. The hadith never told them to use water closet. The WC, the nice one you have. The hadith never asked them to use that one. And it doesn't show them how to use it. So the Sunnis, they have to use that one. They go and squat in the bush. What madness is this? Let's go.
The Quran only fully logically based that the only source of religion is the Quran.
Thank you very much, Dawan. Thank you. We are blessed to have this man fighting. Thank you. I appreciate you. God bless you, Dawan. I appreciate Dawa Sharif. You see, what these bozos fail to realize is when we are making a claim, it is not our own claim. It is God making the claim on behalf of us. Yes, we are not making our own claim. This is the simple question God asks. Chapter 45, verse 6. He says, Tilka ayatullahi natuluha alayka bilhaq. These are the verses of God which we recite to you, the prophet, in truth. Then God now asks the prophet, Fabi ayyi hadisi, ba'dallahi wa ayatihi yuminun. In which hadith after God, because the God is connected to his verses. In which hadith after God and his verses will they believe? Will they believe? Because you can't mention Quran without mentioning God. God is connected to his verses because he spoke them. Just as I'm connected to my pee. When I go and pee, my pee is connected to me because if they do DNA test or they do any sample test, it will come back to me. Are you getting the point? So in which hadith after God and his verses will they believe? That is the question God asked the prophet. So we are not claiming that claim you said we are saying. It is God making that claim, which means after God and his verses, what else are you going to use? Okay, let's put that aside. Chapter 10, verse 32. God says, فَمَاذَا بَعْدَ الْحَقِّ إِلَّا دَلَالٌ. According to you, the Sunnis, what is the truth? Quran is the al-haq. If you don't believe, go to Quran chapter 2, verse 147. If you don't believe, go to chapter 3, verse 60. Quran is the haq. So now God is asking you and I, so what is there after the truth? Chapter 10, verse 32. What is there after the truth? If not error. So everything you have is dalal. According to your own scholars, kullu bid'atin dalala. Kullu dalalatin finnar. According to your own scholars, every bid'ah is dalala. And every dalala leads you to hell. So Quran is telling you what is there after the truth, if not error. So when we make such a claim, it is based on the Quran we are using to make that bold statement. Quran again, chapter 29, verse 51. أَوَلَمْ يَكْفِهِمْ أَنَّ أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكَ الْكِتَابَ يُتْلَى عَلَيْهِمْ إِلَيْكَ الْكِتَابَ يُتْلَى عَلَيْهِمْ. Is it not sufficient for them that we have revealed to you, Muhammad, a book being recited to them? Is it not sufficient? So all these questions are repeated in the Quran in multitudes. Mushriks don't see them. You go around these verses and you ask us nonsensical questions. For God's sake, what is wrong with your brains? Let's continue.
And you cannot rely upon people, then I think you should not even pick up the Quran.
We didn't never talk about reliance here. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the religion itself, is it not a human being who God used to bring it to us? So we will also rely on a human being. But we are talking about the source of that guidance. Who is it coming from? It's coming from God. Chapter 61, verse 9. God sends his messenger. هو الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق. هو الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق. So God sent his messenger with the guidance and the religion of truth. So we still have to rely on a human being because he has to do the work so that we can get. So we never said we don't rely on human beings for anything, but we are talking about the guidance of God, for God's sake.
Because if I go to the Quran, this Quran, how did it arrive to us? I'm going to open up.
This is the bozofied question now. They will ask you, this Quran you are holding, how did it get to you? Oh my God, what is wrong with these people? Hey, oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm coming. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do the same thing he's doing. He's asking, this Quran is holding, how did it arrive? Okay, let's use Baba Shuaib's version here. Ladies and gentlemen, this copy that you have in your houses, the ones anybody who has this copy, how did he arrive to you? Check what he's going to say. Watch.
Up here in the back, and I'm going to see pages.
Okay, so in the back, we also open Baba Shuaib's version. We are going to see pages. So let's check.
On who documented the book.
Who documented this book, ladies and gentlemen? So we see Shuaib Abdullahi, Ghana, Finland. Yes, publisher, Natsal Enterprise. And then it has the ISBN from Finland, because it's from Finland. All rights reserved with the copyrights. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what I find here. So that is how the Quran gets. But ladies and gentlemen, you the one who has this copy. How did you get it? Where did you get it from? Did you get it from any Sahaba? That is the argument. You listen to the argument. Let's continue.
Who actually wrote the book? His name is...
Who wrote the book? Please, the version you have right now, who wrote it for you? Who did the translation? Who wrote it? Is it not Baba Shuaib? Please, ladies and the version you have at home right now, who wrote it? Is it not Shuaib Abdullah? Okay, listen to his argument. You listen.
Sheikh Uthman Taha. So in reading this book, the Quran, you are relying upon the scribe.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. What is wrong with that? It's a scribe. A scribe has to write it to pass it over, but he is not the original author of the book. What is wrong with these people? I'm not the original author of the Quran, right? But the copy you are holding now, I'm the scribe. This is my work, my scribe. But the original concept of this book doesn't come from me. Why? What is wrong with these people?
Calligrapher Uthman Taha. You are trusting him.
Quran chapter 35, verse 31 to 32. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have the Quran next to you, open chapter 35, verse 31 to 32. Please write the verse down. Quran chapter 35, verse 31 to verse 32. Please open it. I'm going to open it on the screen to show you. Chapter 35, verse 31 to 32. Please write it. Maryam, I see you. Salam. Please write it down and check the verse. I'm going to put it on the screen. I want to show you the verse. Yeah, salam. So here, God says, وَالَّذِي أَوْهَيْنَا إِلَيْكَ مِنَ الْكِتَابِ. Then he says, هُوَ الْحَقُّ بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ. Then it says, إِنَّ اللَّهَ بِعِبَادِهِ لَخَبِيرٌ بَصِيرٌ. So God says, and what we have inspired to you, Muhammad. Yes, Iske, I'm doing well. How about you? What we have inspired to you of the book is the truth. Then it says, confirming what was before it. Indeed, God to his servant is cognizant and conversant. Now, verse 32, this is where the interesting part is. Verse 32. Then God says, ثُمَّ أَوْرَثْنَا الْكِتَابَ الَّذِينَ اصْطَفَيْنَا مِنْ إِبَادِنَا. ثُمَّ أَوْرَثْنَا الْكِتَابَ الَّذِينَ اصْطَفَيْنَا مِنْ إِبَادِنَا. This is where the interesting part is. God says, then we will cause the book to be inherited. The word أَوْرَثْنَا, waratha, it means to inherit, to transmit, or to inherit. Because when you are inheriting something, it has been transmitted. That's why you are inheriting it. So God says he will cause the book to be inherited by those whom he has chosen among his servants. Then we transmit the book to those we have chosen among our servants. God has already given me the answer here. So which means this book will go through the hands of the servants of God. Servants of God. Before it gets to you, they have to be sincere. They cannot play with the words of God. They have to sincerely hand it over. Just like when a parent is dying, they leave a property, they leave an inheritance for their children, right? They have to trust the one they are handing it over to pass it down. That's why God says you should make a what? A will. Wasiya. You make a will, then you hand it over. So that the one who is going to succeed you will have the evidence which shows that he is the successor to succeed. Right? So now, we can clearly see the role of servants of God, human beings, which has to be relied upon because they will inherit it and pass it over. Inherit and pass it over. Inherit and it's simple logic. Mushriks still think we are leaving people out of the equation. No. God already said he will cause his servant to inherit the book. It will get to us. I don't need to worry because God assured me. Just like when you have a parcel from DHL, FedEx, UPS, you are rest assured it to be delivered because you trust the courier, the source. You trust it. They will deliver the package. Why worry? If you today your package is with FedEx, DHL, UPS, even if it gets lost, they will compensate you. Why worry?
That he put the letters where they belong, the verses where they belong, etc. كتب هذا المصحف الكريم وضبط على ما يوافق رواية حفص بن سليمان ابن المغيرة الأسدي الكوفي لقراءة عاصم ابن أبي النجود الكوفي. So right off the bat, this Quran was written according to the dabt and the precision established by Hafs, son of Sulaiman, son of Mughira of Kufa. He took from his teacher Asim, son of Abi Najud of Kufa, from Abdurrahman ibn Habib as-Sulami, from Uthman ibn Affan. He's a companion, by the way.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what they try to do with the Quran, they try to do the similar thing they've been doing from the Hadith book. So, in the cover page, when you open the page, from the cover page, the first page, you open again, those things they normally write in the front side, trying to confuse you that this Quran came in the hands of so and so, in the hands of so and so. It is not that which determines the book of God. That can be falsified. If you ask him, how does he know those things he's reading on the side is true? That's a problem. How does he know it is true? That is a problem. The words of God speak for itself. We don't find contradictions there. We believe in it. We rely on it. No contradiction. These Sunnis are not okay with that. They want you to give credence to the people. The names are being mentioned. Who is the person? Where does it? And that's why when you take my copy, pay close attention. When you take my copy, when it's written the author here, and then you take here, you see the introduction. There are certain things I didn't have to add it in the introduction because it's irrelevant. When you take the copy, the introduction, whoever has the copy, there are certain things I didn't add here because it is irrelevant. That is what people don't understand. These people will go to the extent to tell you Hafs was this, he was born in this room and he ate this food, and then we find it that he lied with 2 hadiths. So since he lies about 2 hadiths, we cannot believe him. So there is a doubt, and that's how the Sunnis are. Yes, that's how they are. They will put it at the cover page. Then they add some nonsensical things which doesn't belong in the text of the Quran, just to confuse you before you even read the book. So listen to this mushrik.
I don't know if Quran only people even know the companion, because they don't even want to know the Prophet. So I don't think they know companions either.
Look at his argument. He says, we don't know the companions and we don't even want to know. Tell me where in the Quran does it say I should know any Sahaba? And give me one Sahaba's name. Apart from the Zaid's name mentioned in the Quran. Give me one Sahaba's name in the Quran. Give me Abu Bakr, Uthman, Ali, or give me any. They don't exist in the Quran. No name. Because it's irrelevant. Why do I need that for? So are you saying God is short of words? Chapter 18, verse 109. God says, if the ocean were ink for the words of my Lord, the ocean will run out before the words of my Lord will run out. So if God wanted to mention even the wives of the prophet's name, the names, he would have done that. He never mentioned because it's irrelevant. God doesn't want you fixated on a subject of a person. He wants you fixated on the message and the guidance he has to give. That is the relevance of the Quran. Why are these bozos still confused about the objective of the Quran? Quran is a book of guidance, not a book to give you cherry-picking stories and nonsense. What do you need that for? The Quran should tell you, okay, the best friend of the Prophet is Abu Bakr, and Abu Bakr used to drink tea with him. Is the Quran here for that purpose? Seriously.
So FYI, Uthman ibn Affan is a Sahabi, which means companion, because you know they don't even speak Arabic, so you have to translate everything. And Ali's.
Oh my God. This guy, the PhD is disturbing them. I'm serious. Wallahi lazim. PhD. Hey. Hey.
Son of Abu Talib. Do you know who he is? He's a big companion. He's a cousin of the Prophet. Of course, you can't affirm that.
He says, son of Abu. Is Abu Talib mentioned in the Quran? If he's not there, we don't need it. We don't need him. Abu Talib. What do I need him for? Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, how many of you watch Baba Shuaib and you know even my brother? How many of you? You watch me. Do you know my brother? Do you know my father? Do you know my children? My children, even in the beginning, I used to show to my kids. Do you know them? How is that relevant? No, is it my family you are after, or you are after the message that I have to speak for you to verify? Is it what you are interested? Oh my God. What is wrong with these people? How malakum kayfa takumu? How does your logic work?
That because that's extra Quranic information. And Zayd ibn Thabit and Ubay bin Ka'b from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the fact that they're telling you that this book is the spelling, the location of the verses, the establishment of the surah order, the words themselves are established based upon these individuals. This chain of
Quran chapter 45 verse 6, God is clearly asking me that in which hadith after God and his verses will they believe? I don't believe in anything you are saying but the words of God. Now I'm going to prove to you the foolishness of these people, how they compare the words of men to the words of God. Then they will tell you out of their foolishness, then they will say the same person who passed down the Quran is the same person who passed down the hadith. The question is, the Quran, is it from God? Yes. Hadith, is it from God? Hello, hadith, the garbage hadith you have, is it from God? They start no. Quran, according to you, the Sunnis, Quran, is it from God? Affirmatively, yes, they will say. Your garbage hadith, is it from God? What do you mean? Are they the verses of God? What is wrong with these people?
right here. Now, from Hafs and us is hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of years. So what happened in
God already answered the question in chapter 35, verse 31 to 32. He will cause his servant to inherit the Quran and it will get to me. Why worry? DHL is sending my package from Germany to Ghana. Why should I worry? I just need to tranquilo and wait. My package will come. They will call me. Are you Baba Shuaib? Your package is here. Why should I worry that there is 2 weeks in between before my package goes? So I'm oh my God. Yeah. Exactly. Yes, that's what they do, to try to give you the name of such and so servant, and then the tabi'in, the sahaba, to show that yes, that hey Sunnis, why? Yes, my brother Ink Pro, yes, from Malawi, right? Thank you. Let's continue. This Bushrik's something else, ladies. I'm just showing you their perspective, how their brain works. Don't think they are saying something very important or highly classified. No. Watch.
This isn't a manuscript from the era of Hafs. First of all, if it is, it should be dead on arrival to a Quran only in the first place, because you're relying on people to give you the.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Guys, are we even claiming God himself came down to write the book? We never claim. Look, this question has been answered. Listen what God says in Quran chapter 80. Chapter 80. And I'm going to read from verse 11 to verse 16. Pay close attention. Chapter 80, verse 11 to verse 16. Please pay attention to the verses I'm going to read. I'm going to give you the verses. Pay close attention. Here. Chapter 80, verse 11 to verse 16. God says, Kalla innaha tazkira. It says, nay, indeed, it is a reminder. Tazkiratun. Then it continues. Then it says, Faman sha'a zakarahu. So he says, so whoever wills should remember it. Who? At the masculine pronoun denoting the book, the Al-Quran. So then it says, in an fi suhufin mukarramatin, that is mukarrama. So in ennobled pages. Then it says what? Marfu'atin mutahharatin, that is mutahhara, elevated and purified. Then it says bi aidihi safarati, that is safara. It says inscribed by the hands. Then it clearly tells you kiramin barara, that is kiramin bararatin. So kiramin barara, dignified and what? Justified. Right? Okay. So God already told you what the verses of the Quran, where you are going to find it in the book written by human beings. Then it clearly tells you, Innahu la Qur'an al-Karim fi kitabim maknoon, chapter 56 of the Quran. Then you read verse 77 to verse 78. It says, Innahu la Qur'an al-Karim. Then he says what? Fi kitabim maknoon. Indeed, it is a noble reading in a protected book. The Quran you are reading, it is what? A honorable, or we can say what? an honorable or a noble reading in a protected book. Okay, that's why it has numbers. 6,236 verses, right? They have numbers, right? Okay, let's continue. Now, what these mushriks fail to realize is because they've classified some of their copies and gave it the name, that thing they have in charge. So they say you have no right to believe this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let's continue.
Quran. And this mushaf, the spelling, the way to shape the letters. Why is an alif up according to the Quran? Why does the alif go up? What are you even reading, bro? You're relying on men. Because he's saying here, this.
So, Dr. Shadi, are you saying I shouldn't believe in the Quran, right? You said, that why is the alif looking up? So we should throw the Quran away, right? Which I shouldn't believe in it because men wrote it. So, ladies and gentlemen, according to the Sunnis, men wrote the Quran. So you, the Quran alone follower, throw it away. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the Sunnis, men wrote the Quran. So we, the Quran alone followers, no need to read it because men wrote it. Throw it away. That is the brain of a Sunni. Yes, that's how the Sunni believe. Their brain works. They want you to rely on their scholars and not God. The Quran is here to speak for itself. Sunni says, no. The Quran should not speak. They say, shh. You go to court. Shh. So the Hadith is the lawyer of the Quran, according to the Sunni. That's how the Sunni brain works. Hadith is a lawyer for the Quran. So my question to you, the Sunnis, who is the lawyer for the Hadith? The Hadith book. Who is the lawyer for the Hadith book? Secular reasoning. Yeah? When you are defending the Quran using the Quran, they say secular reasoning. No problem. You the Sunnis, the Hadith book, you said it is here to defend the Quran. Okay, as a lawyer, who is defending the Hadith book? Who is the lawyer for the Hadith? Hello? Who is the lawyer for the Hadith books? Did you never thought of that, right? Now start thinking about that. If you never thought about it, start thinking about it. Who is the lawyer for the Hadith book? Ask them.
Spelling, the Rasm is based upon the Mus'haf of Uthman, which he sent to Mecca, Basra, Kufa, Asham.
He's still reading stories.
And then he kept one in Medina. That's
still reading stories to justify his point. And he thinks he's making sense by reading stories again. He's reading stories, not factual. Stories. Umar Satawi says, Baba, if I throw it away, it will land on another person's shelf. He will face same problem as me, Quran alone. Exactly. The Sunnis say, since we don't believe, we never said human beings didn't write it. Human beings have to write. Quran even makes the claim that human beings wrote it. Hey.
And then he had his own Mus'haf, that's 6. وعن المصاحف المنتسخة منها. And the one.
To be honest, he sounds boring. To be honest. I'm serious. He sounds very, very boring. Boring. Bro, Dr. Shadi, you sound very boring. I know we guys have become a knapsack for you guys. We are just, you're having sleepless night because of us. No problem. No problem. But you guys are boring to listen to. Wallahi lazim. You the Sunnis especially. Boring. The exciting one to watch is Asim al-Hakim. You know Asim al-Hakim, if you watch him, he gives you a reason to use your data to watch. Yes, Asim al-Hakim. He always give you, the guy who says, I drink beer, 2%, 3%. It's from Saudi Arabia, it's halal. That guy. When you watch him, you have a reason to watch these videos. But other than that, nonsensical, gibberish. Let's continue.
That were copied from that one. 2nd generation Masahif now. There's 2-3 pages. on how this mushaf got to us, all the way down, getting to the council that approved and checked and double checked and triple checked this mushaf. And here's a certification that you will see in most masahif. You see this certification? Who's certifying? Human beings. The hadith rejectors say the Qur'an explains itself. Get me the Qur'an from Allah directly. Don't.
What nonsense is this? No, what kind of nonsense question are you asking us? I should get you the Quran from God directly. La ilaha illallah. This is a question pagans, atheists, Christians should be asking a Muslim, not somebody who claims to be a Muslim. Yeah, that is why I said these guys have PhDs. Do you know the PhD I'm talking about? Ladies and gentlemen, do you know the PhD I'm talking about? Post-Hibijibis disorder. Post-Hibijibis disorder. I swear to God, all the scholars of the Sunnis, I leave nobody out. Even Yasir Qadhi is part of them. Yes, I have videos to show you where he says 310 and something. Please, if you are counting the number of people, can you have it in decimals? The number of people, 310 and something. Does he exist? Which number is that? Yes, I have a video. Yasir Qadhi says 310 and something. Number of people, 310 and something. Please, which kind of number is this? So when I'm calling them bozos, I have receipts to prove that. Hey, my brother Karim. Hey, long time. Love you, one love, man. Love you, bro. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you, bro. Long time no see. Karim. Yeah. What is wrong with these people? I should bring you the Quran directly from God. This is what God says. Listen, that is what kafirs will ask. I'm serious. The question he just asked, that is what kafirun, the Sunnis, they are kafirs totally, because they reject the Quran. Wallahi, wallahi. The Sunnis, they are the people, when you quote the verses of God, it boils them. They get angry. Look, according to Quran chapter 8, verse 2 to verse 4, when you recite the verses of God to a believer, it's what? It soothes their hearts. Huh? They become fearful of what God is saying. But a Sunni, you just triggered a bozo. When you recite the verses to a Sunni, you have triggered a bozo. Even if it's your father or your brother, they get angry, like they want to take you to the slaughterhouse. I'm not joking. I'm telling you a fact. Your mom, your brother, your sister, your cousin, you quote the verses of God to them if they are Sunnis and see their reaction. Look, I swear to God, it's like you have waked up. Hey, let me show you a verse. Let's go. Chapter 6, verse 7. Chapter 6 of the Quran, verse 7. Listen what God says concerning bringing down a book direct down. This is what he says. Here is the verse. So God says, and if we had sent down, وَلَوْ نَزَّلْنَا عَلَيْكَ كِتَابًا فِي كِرْتَاسٍ فَلَمَسُوهُ بِأَيْدِيهِمْ لَقَالَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا إِنْ هَذَا إِلَّا سِحْرٌ مُبِينٌ. It says, and if we had sent down a writing on a sheet of paper, then it says to you, and they touched it with their what? With their hands. Those who disbelieved will have said, this is only clear sorcery. So if God were to send down a book direct from himself, directly like this, to the people, the disbelievers are still going to argue. So he allowed people to now write it instead of it coming directly as a book, directly, complete from the sky. It has to be written. We don't reject the writing of the Quran. We don't reject that it has been written by human beings. Why is this Sunni so bozofied in the head like this? I used to say your brains are from Temu, but to be honest, Temu is even better. Because Temu, you can have something better from Temu.
get it to me from men. Don't plagiarize and steal the work of non-Quran human beings and use their work and then say, I'm reading the Quran. No, you are reading the work, the hard work of many men. You're relying on.
So, ladies and gentlemen, according to Dr. Shadi, we have to worship the men. We have to worship the men who, because they wrote the Quran for us and pass it down. We have to worship them. Thank you, Sunnis. So we should worship the men because they wrote what God asked them to do. Because Quran chapter 35, verse 31 to 32, God will cause his servant to inherit the book. Ladies and gentlemen, if I tell you to inherit something, is it physical or not physical? You are going to inherit that thing physically because it's a book. The moment God says you are going to inherit the Al-Kitab, the book, it has to be physical. So you have to inherit it. You have to inherit the Al-Kitab and pass it down. Anything you inherit, that is what you can pass it over to somebody. We never claim the book has not been inherited by people. We never claim the book was never written by people. We never said we are rejecting the written down of the Quran. We are saying we don't agree with the garbage books you are trying to add with the Quran. That is the argument we have. Till today, I have not seen any one scholar who can face me to prove to me the garbage books come from even Muhammad. Peace be upon him. No scholar on earth can prove to me your garbage books come from Prophet Muhammad. No scholar. And your own scholar, Yasir Qadhi, is telling you the Quran can be traced back to the time of the Prophet. But your garbage books, even the book of Imam Bukhari, you don't even have the original manuscript. The guy who came 200 years after the Prophet, you don't have his original manuscript. How bozofied can you be in the head to base your faith in blind faith in this nonsense books you are calling Sunnah or Hadith? What kind of bozofied people are these? And they are people's fathers and people's husbands. Mushriks.
Work. I need like magnifying glasses to read this because it's so.
Upon these magnified glasses you are using, this guy, PhD, post-Hibijibis disorder, he need again magnifying glasses again. So what the glasses you are wearing, what was it for? I thought it was reading glasses. The reading glasses I already have inbuilt magnifier. Yes, peace to you, Tony HD. Yes, anytime you are using reading glasses, just like correctional officer glasses, this has magnifier already. So why do you need magnifier again when you have reading glasses? These Sunnis, I don't understand how their brain works. So
Small. There's so many listed here. So I'm going to actually use the magnifier here on the phone. Al-Azhar, Majma' al-Buhuth al-Islamiyya.
That is what they know how to do, these guys. To read the Arabic, they think they haven't the al-Majna' and does it. Then so when Baba Shuaib is reciting the Quran, they get angry. This guy doesn't know Tajweed. Look, he's destroying the Quran. He doesn't have. I'm not an Arabian, by the way. Why are you trying to Arabize everything? To make everything look like it belongs to the Arabs? The Quran, does it belong to the Arab? I'm waiting for one Arabian speaker to face me and prove to me that the Quran belongs to them. Bozus.
Azhar Coalition of Islamic Research, the Council of Masahif. Ahmed Isa al-Ma'asara, of course, he's the biggest one of the greatest scholars of the Quran. All of these men are the ones who ensured that the chain of transmission of the Quran has remained. So when you pick up a book, don't say I'm picking up the Quran. You are picking up the work of many people to transmit this to us.
So we should doubt the Quran, right? This Sunnis, what is wrong with them? So we should doubt the Quran. Okay, we are not picking up the Quran. Ladies and gentlemen, officially the Quran is not from God. We have to throw it. No, we have to throw it. Right? We throw the Quran because it's the words of men. Men endorse it, men preserve it. Ladies and gentlemen, officially the Sunni says we should throw the Quran away because we don't agree with them. Their garbage narrations which they try to attach to the Quran. Yes, we have to throw it.
Well, of course, you're picking up a translation. That's the first thing. So why are you relying on the translator? And if you pick up the Arabic, from whom is your chain of transmission? That this is God's word. Did you talk to God himself? Or are you relying upon
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Guys, when Moses came to his people and he said, God said you should slaughter a cow, did the people talk to God direct? Ladies and gentlemen, chapter 2, verse 60, you read, when Moses came to his people and said, God says, I should tell you to slaughter a cow. When Moses told them, did the people talk to God direct? Or were they, oh my God. So, Allah Sunnis, I don't know what to do with you. Look at another bozo-fied Sunni in the comment section. Cool cat. He says, how did you get the Quran you have today? I got it from the library. Yeah, from the library.
Transmitted evidence and transmitted text. This is sufficient to show that this book, when we say it came to us from God and is preserved by God, it came to us from God through human beings.
Did we argue with that? Did we argue that it came to us from God through human beings? Hey!
Who transmitted it to us accurately and correctly.
Because God says it will be inherited by his servant, chapter 35, verse 31 to 32. God has already answered this in a simplified manner in the verses already. Why do I need to know who preserved it? Oh.
And they checked and double checked and triple checked. Why are you plagiarizing? If you're a Qur'an only, if you're a Hadith rejector, why are you plagiarizing their work?
Oh my God, do they have a patent on it? Guys, is that a patent on the Quran? Does the Quran have a patent on it? What is wrong with these bozos? We plagiarize what? La ilaha illallah.
And accepting their work. You're tacitly accepting the work. Now, by the way, Quran only people, they don't even read this. Because they don't know how to. They read translations. So you're even worse. So you're relying on extra Quranic information, which is the translator. No, I read it only in Arabic. So, okay, what do the words mean?
The Quran alone follower gets even the chance to verify word for word. You, the mushriks, don't even know what the Arabic says. That is why when we ask you, the mushriks, for debate, you run away. You, the mushriks. When we ask you for one-on-one debate, you run away. What do you mean? La ilaha illallah. These people don't trust God at all. At all. They like to trust men, not God.
Let's just go to one. Let me go to one verse of Quran. أَلَمْ تَرَ أَنَّ اللَّهَ يُزْجِي سَحَابًا ثُمَّ يُؤَلِّفُ بَيْنَهُ ثُمَّ يَجْعَلُهُ رُكَامًا فَتَرَى الْوَدْقَ يَخْرُجُ مِنْ خِلَالِهِ. What is the meaning of yuzji? What is the meaning of rukama? What is the meaning of wadaq? Go ask any Arab what the words are. They don't know what these words mean because they're no longer in the...
Oh, so the Arabs don't even know. Oh my God. Yay. Oh my God. Guys, now he's exposing the Arabs themselves. The Arabs don't even know. Ladies and gentlemen, he is exposing the Arabs. Quran chapter 24, verse 43. Do you not see that God urges on? He urges on the clouds. Then he combines them together. Then he makes them hip like a mountain. And you see the drizzle when rain is about to fall. This is what God is explaining in Surah An-Nur, chapter 24, verse 43. Ladies and gentlemen, please go to thegreatquran.com with a K. Read it for yourself. Thegreatquran.com. Go and open chapter 24, verse 43, and tell me if you don't understand what you just read. Please, I'm waiting for anybody. Open it right now. Let me put it on the screen. Let me put what he just said on the screen. So you see how bozofied the mushriks are in the head. Let me show you. Chapter 24, verse 43. This is the verse he just read in Arabic. Chapter 24, verse 43. It says, do you not see that God urges on the clouds? The clouds you are seeing in the sky, he urges them on. Then he combines them when rain is about to fall. He combines them together. Then he makes them heap. Rukaman. He makes them heap. Then he says, and you see the drizzle coming out of it. Do you not see that? That's the question God asked. This guy says the Arabs even don't know this. Oh my God. Oh, what is wrong with this guy? And then he said, and sends down from the sky wherein are some heaps of snow. The snow you see in Europe, like the hail, the snow, the white thing you see, to strike whomever he wills. Then he says what? Whomever he wills thereby, and divert it from whomever he wills. The flash of its lightning almost take away the eyesight. Ladies and gentlemen, this verse you just read, this bozofied person called Dr. Shadi is telling you that you cannot understand this verse. He says not even the Arabs know the meaning of the words mentioned in this verse. I need some water. Oh, mushrik. God, thank you for saving us from not being mushriks. Thank you. Hey! This guy, the PhD is very strong. Yeah, no problem, Luis. Karim.
Common speech of Arabs, not in Syria, not in Arab, not anywhere. You need to look them up. Are you relying on a dictionary? Then you contradicted your own theology.
How are we contradicting? Quran came in Arabic language. If I have to understand Arabic language, right, I need to translate something from Arabic to English. So you think God will reveal the Quran in a language that cannot be translated? God, why did you do that? Because the Sunnis are claiming the language you chose to reveal to us cannot be translated. But the last time I checked, God, this is what you said in Quran chapter 41, verse 44. Let me show the mushriks their own this thing. In Quran chapter 41, verse 44. This is why when the atheists are using this argument against you, you don't understand how foolish your scholars are making you look, you the Sunnis. When there's the pagans, the Christians, the mushriks, the atheists are using this argument, like you don't know where this argument is. Your own scholars giving the atheists the chance to argue with you. Look at the bozofied scholars you have, the things they are saying. Okay, let's check. Quran chapter 41, verse 44. This is what the verse says. I put it on the screen. The Arabs will say, وَلَوْ جَعَلْنَاهُ, God is saying, وَلَوْ جَعَلْنَاهُ قُرْآنًا أَعْجَمِيًّا. Then God says, لَقَالُوا لَوْلَا فُصِّلَتْ آيَاتُهُ. That is what the Arabs will have said. Then they will say, أَعْجَمِيٌّ وَعَرَبِيٌّ. Then the messenger was asked to say, قُلْ هُوَ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا هُدًى وَشِفَاءٌ. Then he says, وَالَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ فِي آذَانِهِمْ وَقْرٌ وَهُوَ عَلَيْهِمْ أَعْمَى. Then he says what? أُولَٰئِكَ يُنَادَوْنَ مِنْ مَكَانٍ بَعِيدٍ. So the verse is saying here, it says, and if we had made it a non-Arabic reading, they, the Arabs, will have said, why are it verses not elaborated as non-Arabic and Arabic? Just like today we have Arabic and translation, non-Arabic. If it was sent in a different language to the Arabs, they will have said the same question, why are it verses not explained or elaborated as non-Arabic and then Arabic for them to understand? Because then it is in a different language. How can they understand it? So it has been now revealed in Arabic. So then God says to the messenger, say, for those who believe, it is guidance and healing. As for those who do not believe, there is deafness in their ears, just like the Sunnis. They have deafness in their ears. Then he says what? And it is blindness to them. Because yes, the Sunnis following the Quran alone is blindness. Wallahi lazim. Any Sunni you have on this earth, as long as they call themselves Sunni, if you follow the Quran alone, is blindness. And this verse is talking to them. Mushriks. Blindness to them, those are being called from a distant place. Yes, to them, following Quran, the book of God as guidance, is blindness. So this verse is talking to them. God is clearly telling you, even the Arabs, if the Quran had been revealed in a different language, they would have had a cause to argue and say, why are each verses not elaborated as non-Arabic and then Arabic, so that they could understand. So today, for people who are even reading translations and even believing in the guidance, you, the mushrik Sunnis, are now questioning the people, not why are you relying on translation. That's why you need to verify. If you take my translation, you have word for word, you verify the words. Go and check the classical dictionaries and see if any meaning I use cannot be traced. Anything you can trace, you have to verify the claims. How difficult is this? When Prophet Muhammad came as an Arab, when he was trying to deliver his messages to the people in the nearby other towns, didn't they have translators to translate what he was saying? Or were all of them speaking Arabic language to him? What kind of madness is this? You, the Sunnis, I don't know where you get your brains from. Seriously.
Hasna Sheikh, who says, I'm shocked this group exists. It exists just in their minds. This can never be operable. You'll never have. Show me a family, generation upon generation, happy Muslim family. All of them are Qur'anic. Because I could.
The Prophet. What these guys are so foolish. The Prophet is a Qur'ani. The Prophet, even your Hadith says, Quran. He followed all the Quran. As a matter of fact, the Prophet told the people, don't write any other book except the Quran. لا تكتب أني ومن كتب أني غير القرآن فليمهه وحدث عني. He says, write only the Quran. Sahih Muslim 3004. Your own Prophet told you that. He followed only the Quran. His family, they followed only the Quran. What kind of madness is this bozos? Guys, I'm sorry if you see me using such words, but I have to use it because they deserve it. I should show you from history. One family, Prophet himself, he followed the Quran. You want another proof from the Quran? Chapter 27, verse 91 to 92. He says, Wa umirtu an akuna min al-muslimin wa an atlu al-Quran. I've been commanded to be of the Muslims and then to recite the Quran. So he recited only the Quran. Come and prove to me where Prophet recited garbage hadith to the people. Come, open the Quran and show me. I dare any mushrik watching me. Come, if you have the balls. Prove to me where the Prophet recited hadith books to the people. What kind of madness is this? If right now I was based in an extreme side of the country of any so-called Islamic country, do you know what they would have done to me? Do you think I will be online right now talking? Go and check Nigeria. For those based in Nigeria in the northern part, they have their own scholar among the Sunnis. It says, what is his name? Jabbar or something like that. When he spoke against one hadith, now he's in Sharia courts. They want to kill him. They want to finish him. He's a Sunni. Can you imagine? He's a Sunni, and he spoke against hadith. They want to sentence him to death. Go and check. He's based in Nigeria. If you think I'm joking, there is Hassan Malik in Saudi Arabia. Hassan Malik. They arrested him for saying that Quran is sufficient. We are yet to hear from him. They've arrested him. You have these bozos in your forefront. You think you are making sense. I dare you, the mushriks, face me one-on-one and see if you can last. Mushriks.
Show you tons of those who are Hanafi, Maliki, Shafi'i, Hanbali, Shi'i, Wahhabi. I can show you that.
You can show because they are mushriks. They have to be in the majority. How difficult is this? Quran chapter 12 verse 106. It says most of the people who say they believe in God do not do so except while they are mushriks. So most people have to be mushriks. That is, how is it a bigger deal to know that? You can show me Hanafi, Maliki, Hanbali, whatever, Wahhabi, because mushriks have to be a lot. The truth is expensive, so it is scarce. That's how truth is. God says in Quran chapter 43 verse 78, لَقَدْ جِئْنَاكُمْ بِالْحَقِّ وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَكُمْ لِلْحَقِّ لَكَارِهُونَ. We have brought you the truth. Most of you hate the truth. So yes, you the mushriks who hate the truth, you will have executed us if you have the chance. Yes, I'm serious. These people, they will execute people like me. The way I'm targeting them. Oh, go and check UTI Dawa. The way when he tried to tarnish my image. What? We are in a courtroom. He's struggling now. That guy was sweating and look, if this guy had power to terminate me, he would have done it.
Because it's operable, right? It's something that whether you even would agree or disagree, it shows you how to live.
Oh my God, your garbage book shows you how to live?
Quran only will never have this. Never, ever will have this.
Hey.
I can show you a mosque for all these groups. Show me a Quran only mosque. I'm telling you, the number best proof is.
Please, Abraham. Who built the? It's okay. It's okay.
Prove to me by the Quran that this is the Quran. Not rely.
Did you hear the question he just asked?
Relying on human beings. This is my first question to.
Did you hear the question he asked? Let me repeat it.
Show me a Quran only mosque. I'm telling you, the number best proof is prove to me by the Quran that this is the Quran. Not relying on human beings.
Did you hear what he said? Prove to me by the Quran that the Quran is the Quran. Ladies and gentlemen, chapter 10, verse 37. It's simple. Chapter 10, verse 37. This is the answer here. Chapter 10, the Sunnis don't read the Quran. They don't know the Quran. They only learn what we call Tajweed and Tajibush because of too much weed and bush. That's all they know. They don't know the Quran. That is why they are scared to face somebody like me in a debate. Let's go. Chapter 10, verse 37. Listen what God says. وَمَا كَانَ هَذَا الْقُرْآنُ أَنْ يُفْتَرَى مِنْ دُونِ اللَّهِ ولكن تصديق الذي بين يديه وتفصيل الكتاب لا ريب فيه من رب العالمين. And this, THIS, ask any Arabian speaker who knows Arabic. THIS is haza, something you have in front of you. And this Quran, that cannot, and this is not the Quran that could be invented by other than God. This is not the Quran that can be invented by other than God. So meaning coming from God. Then he says, however, it is a confirmation of what was before it and an elaboration of the book. There is no doubt therein from the Lord of the worlds. This bozo, Dr. Shadi, with the PhD, post-Hibijibis disorder, he is saying, prove to him from the Quran that the Quran is from God. Tell me this guy knows the Quran. No, tell me if this guy knows the Quran.
Show me a Quran only mosque. I'm telling you, the number best proof is prove to me by the Quran that this is the Quran. Not relying on human beings. This is my first question to the Quran only.
My God, my God, my God. You heard him, right? Well, you have to you need a second brain to agree with these guys. If the brain God gave you, you are using it to agree with this guy, there's something wrong with you. You need a spare brain, spare, the one you are not using, in order to agree with these guys. I'm serious.
Prove to me by the Quran that this is the Quran. It's circular, right? I can prove to you that this is the Quran by going to the scholars who will show us the.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is why I call them the mushriks. Who invented the word secular reasoning? Who invented that law? Whose law is that? It coming from who? The last time I checked, it's a human being who invented that. Where in the law of the constitution that says secular reasoning, so that means that thing is rejected. Because the atheists invented such things so that you can reject the word of God. The word of God is coming here as guidance to mankind. So it has to lay a claim for itself. You invented what we call secularism to say, since the book is speaking for itself, you have to reject it. So something else have. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, who speaks for the Hadith books? The Hadith books the Sunnis are using. Who speaks for it? Ladies and gentlemen, the Hadith books, the Sunnis, they are using. Who is the one who speaks? If they call this secularism, who is speaking for the Hadith book they are using?
Proof of transmission, which is what I just showed everybody in the back. This document right here, indicating transmission.
What if your document is false? Yasir Qadhi, your own person, is telling you the transmissions you are saying are not the same as the one done for the Hadith. Academically, it has been proven. And you are still going with the flow of reading nonsense aside the Quran to justify your means.
And no one even does that. You grow up and buy tawatur. It's mutawatir, mass transmission from the time of the Prophet down to us. What is mass transmission based on? Human beings. So the very first premise of Quran only, if it's the only source, then prove by the Quran that this is the Quran that's circular and is dead on arrival. That's why I told you this group is an intellectual Dikembe Mutombo. It's just swatted away. Just swatted away.
We are dealing with the kafirs. God says, وَمَنْ لَمْ يَحْكُمُ بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ. Whoever does not judge by what God has revealed is a kafir. I'm not the one calling Sunnis kafirs. God calls them kafirs. They never judge with the word of God. God says in Quran chapter 6 verse 114, أَفَغَيْرِ اللَّهِ أَبْتَغِي حَكَمًا وَهُوَ الَّذِي أَنزَلَ إِلَيْكُمُ الْكِتَابَ مُفَصَّلًا. Shall I seek a judge other than God, while he is the one who has revealed to you the book explained in detail? They don't like it. They don't like the book explaining things for itself. They don't like it. Wallahi. They don't. And that is why the Sunnis claim when you follow the Quran alone, you are a kafir or you are a disbeliever, because you don't give credence to their garbage books. So don't expect Sunnis to like me. No Sunni likes me anyway. If you see a Sunni liking me, then if he has the chance, he will buy me. Yeah, he will buy me. When we say Nigerians say buy, it means terminate. If any time you see a Sunni saying he like me, it's a lie. No Sunni likes me. I'm telling you for a fact.
They don't know Dikembe Mutombo, but just swat it away. It's that fragile. And that's why you'll never have a family based on it. You'll have a community based on it. You'll never have a country based on it. You'll never have a mosque based on it. It's dead on arrival. It's just an expression for the enemies who hate God and hate his prophet.
Really? So Quran alone followers hate God and hate the prophet. So this is what they preach to their people everywhere, so that their people can hate you before even discerning to you. That is how the Sunnis are programmed to preach to their people, to preach that we hate God and we hate the prophet, because of they invented what they call secular reasoning. And then they say, oh, you are trying to prove the Quran by the Quran. That is secular reasoning. So you are the enemy of God. How do I hate God? You are the enemy of the prophet. How do I hate the prophet? The last time I checked, you're the ones who claim he married a 6-year-old girl. He slept with 11 women or 9 women in one night. He slept with, he fondles with women when they are menstruating. He has concubines. He married a 6-year-old girl. All this, you are not the enemy. So me, the one who said that book can be followed, the book of God, regardless of your garbage books, you said I'm the enemy of God and I'm the enemy of the prophet. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. May the curse of God be upon people like you till eternity if you don't repent. Wallahi lazim. I would love to see you suffer in this world before you die. Inshallah. Wallahi, people like you. Dr. Shadi. Wallahi.
Allah says it so. قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهِ. If you truly love Allah, follow the Prophet.
Is that what the verse says? Does it say prophet in the verse? Out of your foolishness, don't you see context talking about the messenger? Verse 32 talking about Ateeu Allah, Ateeu Rasul. Can't you see messenger mentioned? Does it say Nabi? Does it say I should follow the prophet? Okay, no problem. If you say we should follow the prophet, you claim he married a 6-year-old girl. Then you, the Sunnis, the bozo 5 scholars we have today, you should marry 6-year-old girl. Let's see. You claim it's Sunnah. You claim the Prophet marrying Nana Aisha at 6 is Sunnah. Sahih al Bukhari 5134. You said it is Sunnah, right? Okay, you the bozos. Start marrying CCSO girl, let's see. Oh, they say, hey, but that is a different timeline. No problem.
If you love Allah and Allah Ta'ala sent you a messenger, you're gonna love that messenger.
You see now he swapped the word messenger. Do you see how they play games? That's what I call semantic. Right? Playing with words here. Changing the meaning of words anytime. Semantic.
If a guy is giving me lots of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to help him in his business, and that guy says, listen, I'm sending you somebody. That guy's getting a limo. He's getting a 5-star hotel. He's getting a steak dinner. He's getting everything halal I could possibly get him. He's not the guy who's giving me the hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to live comfortably by. He's works for him. By analogy, if you truly love Allah, you're going to love his prophets. And Allah, therefore, himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, do we hate the prophets of God? Thank you, my dear brother, colleague. Alpha Music Empire, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Killuminati, yes. Thank you. This, of course, this scholars, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you one thing. Colleague just brought my mind to this, right? These scholars are actually bought and paid for. And I can tell you for a fact, they are also, I call them Illuminatis. They work for Illuminati, by the way. I'm telling you for a fact. They are using the medium of religion to do mass control and control people. I'm serious. And this is why certain atrocities going on in the world, these people cannot condemn it. These people, when there's an atrocity or evil going on earth, you will never see them condemning it. How many of them do you see them condemning Israel against Palestine or condemning Israel against, what Israel is doing? But then they will use their position to say, yeah, we are supporting Israel against how do you call it? Against Iran, because Iran, they are Shiite. We hate the Shiites. Yes, the Sunnis. Yes. So thank you very much, my brother Felix Bloom. Colleague, guys, he has an amazing music in Dutch language, German. Follow him. That's an amazing brother. But let's go back to this mushriks.
Tells us that the true diagnosis of hadith rejectors, sunnah rejectors, prophet rejectors.
Hadith rejectors, sunnah rejectors, prophet rejectors is what?
Is that they don't truly love Allah.
Really? Really? We don't love God.
I don't know what they love. Their desires. And the hadith gives us the flesh and bones of the details of the religion that will put a stop to your desires.
Really? The hadith gives you the hadith gives you the details on how to oh my God, these mushriks. Shams says, Baba, don't ever dream entering Nigeria. Nigeria I can enter. If you talk about the north, fine. But time will change. Nothing is permanent. Mind you, you have Yahya Masusuka. Where is he? Is he not in Nigeria? Shams. Yahya Masusuka. Do you know Masusuka? Which country is he? Is he in Nigeria? It's in Nigeria, right? So if you say don't ever think Nigeria can enter. Nigeria, actually, we are neighbors. Nigeria and Ghana, we are I can enter Nigeria easily. Right? So yes, I can go to Nigeria. But the point is, I cannot go to the north where they are Sunnis, extremists. Fine, there I will not go. Why will I go? When they are advanced people I can be with, then I should go and be with low IQ people? No. So I would rather go to the high developed Nigerian side where I can talk to intellectual people with some sound mind instead of going to the bozofied zones. No, I'll not go there. You understand? So ladies and gentlemen, these are the bozos I present to you. This is how their brain works. This is how the brain of these bozos work. You might think they are making sense anytime because of their degrees, and I said they have PhDs, post-EBGB's disorder, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to play one last video from a young guy called Libiano, the Orthodox Mushrik. Right? It's called Libiano. By the way, this guy is like 22 years old. He's a young guy, up and coming Mushrik, which is now he's being groomed by Muhammad Hibijibis. Yes, he wants to act like he's Muhammad Hibijibis. He's speaking against he says the liberal feminist women and so on. Fine. If he thinks he's talking against the feminism or whatever, Sunnis, you know, the feminists, they classify these women who are coming for their necks as feminists. Whenever a woman is speaking against Hadith books, automatically that woman is a feminist. This is how Sunnis think. You understand? So let's check what this Libiano guy has to say, and let's tackle what he has to say.
Majority of the dwellers of hellfire will be women, and the human population overall, majority of the dwellers of hellfire will be women.
According to the Sunnis, the dwellers, the majority of people who are going to fill up the hellfire are women. God never said this nonsense. Yes, God never said this nonsense anywhere in the Quran. Nowhere can you find where it says majority of the people in hell will be women. Nowhere, nowhere. Nowhere. It doesn't exist in the Quran. The Sunnis have it in their doctrine where they said majority of the women, people in the hellfire will be women. And this mushrik, this guy, of course, let's be honest. I love his debates against Christians. I love it. That I'll be honest with you. This guy, the Libiano guy, I love his debates when he's arguing with Christians. I love it. But this guy on his own is a mushrik. He's an up and coming mushrik. He's not a mushrik, 100% up and coming because he's only 22. So meaning he left teenage about 4 years ago or 5 years ago. Yes, he left teenage. He's closer to the teenage. So he's 22. So yes, he's an up and coming mushrik. Yeah. Okay. So around that age, he seemed to be a smart kid, but he's a mushrik regardless, up and coming version. So I'm going to prove to you the heebie-jeebies these guys inherit from the nonsensical books, and they think they are making sense. He's sitting down saying majority of the women are what? Are not what? The majority of the women are not are going to be filled up in hellfire, and meaning there will be more than men. This is coming from the garbage book, strictly from Hadith books, not coming from the Quran. Nowhere. So when anybody you see calling himself Muslim and he's saying this nonsense, please don't take them seriously. They have something up there, the problem in the head up there. This is why these same mushriks, they deprive women from establishing the salat when they are on their menses. They tell the women, don't pray when you are on your period. So even if the period will take you 7 years, they say, hey, you are off limits. Don't talk to God. Stay away from God for 7 days. If it is 5 days, 6 days, don't talk to God. Even if the devil is harassing you, hold on tight with your period till the devil finish harassing you after the 5-7 days. Then you go back and talk to God. This is the Sunni mindset. The same Sunnis, again, these same Sunnis, they said when a woman is on a period, she shouldn't fast. So the thing that will benefit humanity, fasting, salat, they're telling the woman, stay away from the fasting also when you're on your menses. We don't find it in the book of God. So which means if the devil is harassing the woman during that time, she has to hold on tight with the devil for the devil to harass her during that time. Coming from these bozofied mushriks again. Then they will end up telling you majority of the women are going to hell again. If you ask them about the Quran, you will find out he knows nothing. No, he doesn't know the Quran. This Libiano, he is good with Bible. Yes, I know him. I watch this thing. He watches my videos sometimes. He comes with a fake account on TikTok. He watches me. He will not dare step on my foot. I will crash him. I'm serious. The mushriks will not dare face me one-on-one in the debate. I will crash them. Wallahi lazim. Go and check. Any mushrik I debated with doesn't have a career again. Their career just ends. Any mushrik I've ever debated, they don't have a career again. Nobody listens to them again. If this guy steps forward, I will crash him. Seriously. They don't know the Quran. They are only good at quoting hadith books and asking questions. That's all they are. So mark it on the wall. I will get to them. Don't worry. I will get them. So listen to this up and coming mushrik Hey, Dr. Boss Qbert, I see you. Greetings. Rukaya Tokwa, all of you coming. Thank you all. Dan Hausa Fulani, bless you. Thank you.
And the human population overall. Therefore, they could naturally be the majority in hell. I'm assuming, commenting on the hadith, that the majority of the dwellers of hellfire will be women. And because he
Do you see how he quickly skipped that part? He spoke about that part and jumped. He says, majority of the dwellers of the hell are women. And I repeat, this concept comes from the garbage books and not from the Quran. Choose the Bennett says what? Does it not say that women are unclean when they are on their cycle? They are unclean with what? Did you read the context? The Sunnis, do they actually know what we call context? The last time I checked, Sunnis don't know context. When you read Quran chapter 2, verse 222, does it say women are unclean during prayer, or does it say during copulation? It is copulation. God says don't approach women during that time because they are unclean for you. Because when a woman is discharging blood out of her, why you, the man, you go poking blood back inside her? So that is the time God says dissociate from the woman till she is clean from that. That is the only time God spoke about that in that sense. But why will you go to the extent to say woman is unclean in front of God? Are you nuts? Who created the woman to be having menstrual cycle? In the first place, who created the woman to be having menstrual cycle? Is it not God? What kind of foolishness is this? So is it not the same God who has to tell the woman, oh, don't come in front of me if you're on your menstrual cycle? Is it not the same God? So where does God say this in the book of God? Where in the Quran does it say when a woman is on a menstrual cycle, she shouldn't approach God? You tell me. Why are these Sunnis so bozofied in the head like this? Because man-made garbage books gives you instructions and you uphold them. It is only Baba Shuaib that makes Sunnis do cherry picking in front of me. When the Sunnis come here, bang, they start doing cherry picking. They say, this I reject. This one I don't believe. This one I don't believe because this scholars say this one, this one I agree with. This one, the Sunnis, when they meet me, that's what they do. They start rejecting their hadith books. Exactly. Cyrus Black says, but you are born with blood on you. Yes. Yes. But guys, look at this Libyano guy. He does look like Muhammad Hijabu somehow. Or is it not true? Look at his face. Here, he looks like somehow up-and-coming Muhammad Hijab, Hibijibis. Guys, do you see what I'm seeing? Or do I need glasses? I don't know. Am I becoming blind? Maybe I need glasses. Guys, he's trying to look like Muhammad Hijab. This guy is up-and-coming Muhammad Hibijibis. He doesn't have a good role model at all. No, I didn't show the video on TikTok. TikTok will restrict my listing page if I show a picture video. I think TikTok has a new rule. When you are showing this kind of thing, they will restrict it, right? Ildem Lovele says, serious question, but doesn't you want to say Salah? Doesn't Salah say, doesn't you want to say Allah? Doesn't Allah say that only the purified touch the Quran? We are talking about purified within. It is not anytime you see purified in the Quran, that means physically. We are talking about purified even in mindset. Quran gives you the context to understand that. Yes, Quran never said, if you want to touch the Quran, go for ablution. Nowhere does the Quran say that. And even if you have to say the purified will touch the Quran, is it everybody who holds the Quran to pray? You can pray without holding the Quran. If you know some verses in your head, you can recite. So are you saying if a woman have even verses of the Quran in her head, as long as she's not purified, she cannot even recite the verse from her head? Hey, these Sunnis, how do they think? Seriously. So he says, and says to men not to approach women until they are purified. Yes, men doesn't have to approach, meaning physical, a copulation, to have sexual intercourse. Men do not have to, because the woman is in a cycle, discharging blood. Why would a man approach her? For what? Seriously.
Gives her, as she herself admitted, a logical explanation. She says, I don't care about logic. I hate men. And that's why I will deny the hadith and be a kafira, apostate, because I don't care. I have my inner senses tickling me and tingling me to be an apostate and go to hell forever, because I don't care about proof or evidence. So this is...
Well, this is a personal issue. If a lady is saying that that is her on a personal issue, right? Baba Shuaib, if you have checked my videos, even when I'm doing TikTok stream and people hop on, sometimes I will have Christians and they come on and say what they want and I let them go. I don't argue with the person. If a woman is standing far away, says, I hate men and I hate this, allow her to be. There's no even reason to make a video on her. If you feel like, okay, she is a liberal feminist and she wants to attack your hadith books, fine. You are coming with the hadith books and quoting hadith book again, that a lot of women will be in hell. So you are even justifying the reason why she has to reject the hadith. You are quoting hadith to tell her that a lot of the women will be in hell. This feminist woman will now say, aha, guys, I told you. They already said we are going to hell. So yeah, let's pack ourselves and go to hell at once, because already even we do anything, majority of us will go. So the hadith is no gray area. It's such a waste of time. Are you getting the point? There's no hope. So let's continue.
The kind of absurdity we're dealing with. We're not dealing with normal opponents. We're dealing with delusional, intellectually bankrupt.
Do you see how he's talking like Muhammad Hijab? Who normally talks like this? It's not Muhammad Hijab. Guys, you think I'm joking? This guy now is talking, he's learning from Muhammad Hijab. This is how Muhammad Hijab has been speaking. Same way, same way. You see how he's talking? I'm not joking. You watch him carefully. This is up and coming mushrik. Muhammad Hijab part 2. Yeah, thank you, Ildem Lovelis. Thank you. You are welcome. Huh?
Human beings. We are dealing with people. It's hadith, but you don't have to be one of them. You could repent, turn back, come back to your common senses instead of being naked on the internet saying this hadith is false based on your emotions and feelings and your inner ticklings and your inner spiritual energies.
Guys, why do I feel like he's speaking, he's trying to be like gay or so? Why is he speaking like that? Libiano, can you get serious? Why are you speaking like this?
You don't have to be one of them. You could repent, turn back, come back to your common senses instead of being naked on the internet saying this hadith is false based on your emotions and feelings and your inner ticklings and your inner spiritual energies, whatever you guys talk about these days, these spiritual inner tinglings. They tell you that it's wrong and what? It's not simple going on. I don't even know what's going on, but it's very simple. Allah says in the Qur'an, Ateeu Allah wa Ateeu Rasul. Obey Allah.
This is a verse the Sunnis never quote in full. You will never see a Sunni quote Ateeu Allah wa Ateeu Rasul in full. No Sunni I've known in my lifetime ever quotes this verse in full. If I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. This Ateeu Allah wa Ateeu Rasul is a full verse. You will never ever hear a Sunni quoting this verse in full. I'm not joking. I'm telling you the truth. They never quote this verse in full. Ateeu Allah wa Ateeu Rasul. That's it. They stop there. No context to what they are quoting. I'm serious. Somebody says he's making me uncomfortable. Madia. Madia is a woman, but she said he's because he's talking to a woman. That's what I'm saying. The way he was talking. Madia Sabeya, don't worry, I'll skip the video so that he doesn't talk to you. He doesn't make you uncomfortable. Yes, thank you, Star. Easy Jim. Yes, that's what they do. Let's continue.
Allah and obey His messenger. It's that simple. Obey Allah and obey His messenger. That's it. You cannot criticize.
So to them, the messenger is the Hadith book. Yeah. Yeah, I know the eyes he made. He made a terrible eye when I posted. That when they say obey Allah and obey the messenger, to them it means obey the Hadith. Hadith is the Rasul. And then Allah is the Qur'an. That's how they differentiated between God and the messenger.
As a hadith or disregard it and say that the messenger never said such a thing based on your emotion. That's not how it works.
That's how it works. Libiano, please, I know you watch me with a fake account. Please, if you have balls, I want you to respond to this request. I want to have a debate with you where you can prove to me that your garbage books is what the messenger said. Please. Libiano, okay? So if you're man enough, let's have a dialogue. If you feel like one-on-one, no need to have a mediator, one-on-one. Yeah? Come and prove to me where the garbage books is what the God gave to the prophet as hadith to follow.
Hadith criticism is a science. It's a
Hey, hadith criticism is a science. Hey, is it biology or physics or chemistry?
science that takes many, 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 many years to master and to wrap your head around.
But Libiano, you are just 22 years old. Since when did you master the hadith and the science? If hadith is science and it takes many, you just left teenage years 4 years ago. Libiano, since when did you have that many years to examine the hadith yourself? Yeah, peace, MFG. Libiano, you are just 22 years old boy. So when did you have that many years to examine the science of hadith? Libiano. I told you this guy is an up-and-coming mushrik. Yes, the Orthodox mushrik guy.
So for you to come, a random 20-year-old on the internet wearing...
Well, if you are just going to attack the sister because she's 20 years, you are just 22 years. Libiano. Yes, they have still not mastered their hadith books in 1,000 years. Yes, it's true. They still didn't master their own hadith book. Ladies and gentlemen, before I end, I'm going to quote one hadith book. It's against women. That hadith is talking about women. It's Sahih al Bukhari, 7,116. Ladies and gentlemen, before I open that hadith, write it right in the comment section and read it. Please. Sahih al Bukhari, 7,116. Write it down. You can even check it before I come to it and start laughing before I quote the hadith. Yes. Sahih al Bukhari, 7,116. Please write it down and open it before I come to it. Start laughing before I come. After you open it, start laughing before I come to the hadith. After this, I will open the hadith on the screen. Yes. And then we are going to ask them which verse of the Quran is the hadith explaining. 7,116. Sahih al Bukhari. It is Sahih by their scholars. Yes. Yes. So we are going to ask them. Because if the women are on the internet shaking their backside, the Sunnis will say, haram, 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 haram. But the hadith is showing us the same thing. So we are going to come to the hadith. Don't worry. That is one of the reasons why they said the women are going to be a lot in the hellfire. That, according to the Sunnis. So we are going. Let's continue.
Wearing a bikini on a beach.
Now he's talking about the bikini of a lady. 20 years. So he's been watching her. This is the same guy who told Muhammad Hijab that every God Logic's wife was showing her boobs on the internet. This same guy. So he's been watching, looking around and sneaking and checking everybody.
This hadith is false because woman is nonsensical. It is backwards. It is filthy. It is disgusting. And
Yeah, it's filthy. We are going to see the hadith. It's filthy. It's nonsense. Yes.
it is leading people astray. So I call my Muslim brothers and sisters to protect yourself.
Point of correction, Libiano, you call your mushrik sisters and brothers
From this evil pressure in society to bend down to these liberal feminists and to hold true to the divine inspiration and revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
He's calling the hadith a divine revelation and inspiration. And we are going to check the divinity in that hadith.
And I'll see you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum.
Libiano, the mushrik, up and coming mushrik. That is Muhammad Hijab 2.0. Anyways, I'm going to put the hadith on the screen. It is sunnah.com. Then we go to Sahih al Bukhari 7116. And I'm going to share it on the screen, right? So let's go. Let's go here. 7,000 Sahih al Bukhari. Yes. So guys, let me put it on the screen for you to see the hadith, right? This is the hadith on the screen. It is narrated by Abu Huraira, the father of cats. This guy is the one narrating the most controversial hadith. Abu Huraira. He is the narrator of controversial hadith. So these hadith books propagating this nonsense, we are going to read Abu Dawud, right? Let me write it down. (358). We will go to that after this one. So Sahih al Bukhari 7116. This is what it says. Abu Huraira said, he says, God's messenger said, the hour will not be established till the buttocks of the women of the tribe of Daus move while going round. While going round, Diyal Khalasa. He says, Diyal Khalasa was the idol of the Daus tribe, which they used to worship in the pre-Islamic period of ignorance. Now, this Dhil Khalasa they are talking about, they are saying the hour, which is the judgment day, according to them, the hour will not be established till the buttocks of the women of the tribe of Daus move. Ladies and gentlemen, the hadith scholars will tell you there's a deep meaning to this. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, the book they said is explaining the Quran. It still has to be explained by the scholars. They say when we read this, we cannot understand. So now the buttocks is moving. That is like twerking. So it says the hour will not be established till the buttocks of the women of the tribe of Daus do what? Dausi, they have to move. The buttocks have to move. So guys, when a woman's backside is moving, you know how it is. So this is a hadith which has to explain the Quran, and this is what they call inspiration and revelation from God, according to the Sunnis. Somebody said you need the Holy Spirit to understand that verse. By the way, they don't call this a verse. The hadith used, they reject this, that is not a verse. They say it's a revelation, but they say it's not a verse. So if it's not a verse, then God says, "For bi'ayyi hadith ibadallahi wa ayatihi yu'minun." So if it is not an ayat, then it cannot be from God. You see the point? So now they are saying that the tribe of Dausi, that is the women, the buttocks will be moving. So it means twerking. Somebody says buttocks have been moving for centuries. Exactly. The Sunnis are saying this one explains the Quran. So it's a revelation, ladies and gentlemen. So if the Sunnis tell you hadith is a revelation, these are some of the hadiths you have to quote to them. Please, it's not a joke. Write it down. Quote it to them. Ask them, how is this a revelation? What is it? What is it explaining here? No problem. There's another hadith somebody gave me, right? We go to Abu Dawud 358. Abu Dawud 358. Let me see. Abu Dawud 358. Here, he says, Aisha said, each of us had only one cloth in which she should menstruate, whenever it was smeared with blood, she will moisten it with her saliva and scratch it with saliva. Really? Each of us, the wives of the prophet, according to this hadith, Nana Aisha is the one narrating this. He says, Aisha said, each of us, the women, had only one cloth. That is the clothes they put down there for the menstruation, in which she will menstruate whenever it was smeared with blood. She will moisten it with her saliva. Ladies and gentlemen, so the saliva is the water they have to use to wash the cloth. And this is also a revelation. According to the Sunnis, this is Sahih by Imam Al-Bani. This is classified as authentic, ladies and gentlemen, by the Sunnis. So this is found in Sunan Abi Dawud, 358. So they have scarcity of water. So saliva is the water now. So they said each one of us had only one cloth in which she would menstruate. Whenever it was smeared with blood, she would moisten it with her saliva and scratch it with saliva. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I call the Hadithiyuns. They have the best of revelation and inspiration to show us that this is coming from the prophet of God. And yet they call us the enemies of the prophet because we reject this garbage nonsense. Yes, they say we are the enemies because we reject this nonsense, right? And you'll be surprised when you meet a Sunni, you show him this, he will reject it. He will tell you, I don't agree with this one. Yeah, they will say, I don't agree with this one. They do cherry picking when it comes to confrontation. That is why the Sunnis are in a quick instance to castigate us and make their people hate us before even getting to listen to us. And that is why my platform will incite these people to get like angry. When you normally you see the bozos in the comment section, they will start insulting me, saying things. It doesn't deter me. It doesn't stop me from saying what I'm saying. No. Baba Shuaib. Can't wait. So, ladies and gentlemen, I presented to you today the mushriks. You saw them in different colors, how their reasoning works, the hibby-jibby-fied, bozo-fied brains they have. It is no more for Temu. And like I say, mushrikanga, they are mushriks. That is one thing I want you to understand. These people are mushriks and they are bozo-fied. Wallahi, I'm not joking with you. They are bozo-fied in the head. It's not a joke. This, I need to put this. Yeah. So thank you very much. Soarbi, is it? Soarbi says, thank you, Baba. I still need a wife. Please don't get a wife from the mushriks. You need a wife who is willing to follow the words of God, the book of God, so that you can have peace in your house. So it's not merely about needing a wife. You have to pray to God to give you a wife with understanding. You understand? Somebody who can be your best friend, your companion, somebody you can share ideas with, talk to. Not somebody you come home and there's hostility, there's no jokes, you cannot joke with, you cannot, So when people say I need a husband, I need a wife, it comes with a package. You don't just think, oh, I just need a wife because I'm growing old. Oh, I just need a wife because I feel lonely. That shouldn't only be the justification for needing a wife. There has to be a lot of factors that come into play, right? So people have to think deeper when they are looking for a partner. And besides, when you're looking for a partner, remember, you are looking for a long-term partner, which you have to set up goals together to achieve. right? It's more easier when you share common values, right? Like religious values, it's much easier. But I've seen people who have the same religious views and they end up fighting, separating, right? So it goes with a lot of things, not only because of religion. So you might need a wife or you might need a husband, but please, if you're praying to God to give you a husband or a wife, it should be, you understand, somebody you can put up to, somebody you can tolerate. Tolerance is very important in marriage. Yes, tolerance is very important. It gets to a day you guys will feel disgust for each other. Sometimes you see your partner, you get exhausted. Imagine seeing the same person all over every day. Yeah. Somebody, Sheikh Zubair Williams says, find me wife, Baba. Like, these guys are asking me as if I have 10 wives. Hey, uh-uh. Go to Google, search. Google search. Ask Gemini the criteria of the wife you need. Google will give you the best match of wife. Right? So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to open the phone line. Let me see. I open the phone line here. What did I do? Yeah, this one. Yeah, that is a phone number on the screen, and I'm sending the invitation link. Let me see. The guest can also join. I put it here in the comment section. Guests can also join. Cyrus Black says, I need a wife because I can't cook. You just need to get a chef. That's all you need. Cyrus Black, if you need a wife because you cannot cook, you need a chef. You don't need a wife, you need a chef. Find a chef to be paying to cook for you. That's all you need. You are not looking for a wife. A wife comes with a lot of packages, not only cooking. Besides, somebody like myself, I'm a very good chef, right? So I don't rely on a woman to be a cook for me, right? Yeah. Yeah, peace to you, bro. Peace.
Hey, assalamu alaikum, Baba. It's Brother Omar.
Yeah, salam. How are you, bro?
How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah. How about you?
Good. That's good to hear. That was a good program there.
Thank you.
Usual.
Thank you.
And yeah, you see what you mentioned.
Yeah.
Very frequently, I encounter that with my friends and my family. When you give them like a lot of the arguments that we discussed in the Quran alone,
yeah,
I sense that they feel cornered internally, and then the first thing they do is they take the Quran and they make it a hostage against their scholars and hadith book.
Yeah,
like before you go in that line of direction, both people are happy, they're okay with the Quran, there's no issue. As soon as you start kind of directing them in that direction, all of a sudden the Quran becomes like worthless for them. It's not valid no more until you prove it with the hadith or you prove it with the isnad and with the water and all. Then you'll regain status again.
Exactly.
So I don't get that hypocrisy they do.
Well, this is I call it mere hypocrisy. Their hypocrisy work in the way that
they wanted to.
Yes. Yeah. So that's why we call them cherry pickers. They do cherry pick when it's necessary for them.
Yeah. And a recent conversation I had with my father is that he's saying that the Quran alone community calls most of the Muslims mushriks, but we have our justification. So then he asked me that, okay, if we believe like that, that means that mushriks are either part of or responsible for also the Quran that we have in our hand that we use.
Was Pharaoh not responsible for Moses? In whose house did Moses grow up?
Yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah.
it not, was it
God
not
had a plan
Pharaoh?
to send them to his house.
Was it
Yeah,
not Pharaoh who fed him?
yeah.
So does that mean just because he took care of Moses, so that means we should agree with Pharaoh? We should just take him as one of us, just because he took care of Moses?
Yeah, that's a good logic. I didn't think about that. That's a good logic.
So if he's
Well,
thinking,
what?
if he's thinking that we are saying, oh, even the mushriks were the one who tried to, no, according to God, is the servants of God. The last time actually, God never said mushriks put pass down the Quran down to us. God never said that.
Yeah, and I think I forgot the verse. There's the one that says that God chose. He used the word chose.
35, 32.
Yes, to inherit the book.
Yeah, he chose his servant, and he said among his servants. So is what they are trying to say, whoever the sectarians, the argument cannot stand the test of time. They will say it, and what I'm saying is, if you are a Quran alone follower and you're arguing with a sectarian, don't be quick to give them answers. Always think through their questions.
Yes, I try to give them questions first that exposes their hypocrisy, and then I give them the answer with the Quran verse, because I want them to see that they always impose a standard on me that they themselves, they're criticizing me for a standard that they themselves are using.
Yes, exactly.
So I always fire back questions using stuff they do so that they could see their own hypocrisy.
Yes. Yes, if you do it like that, it works against them very, very much.
Yes, and one thing I gave him to think about, I hope, is that, I don't know, I'm saving this one. In the way how he put that question to me, I guess you could say that, like, let's look at the Prophet Muhammad, right?
Yeah.
If you didn't hear the complete message, and let's say you're alive and you met the Prophet, and you saw that he turned the blind man away, you saw that he didn't judge properly on one occasion, you saw that he made something haram for the wife that he shouldn't have, does that mean that you will turn away the Prophet or turn away Muhammad without listening to the message completely and then evaluating it? It's the same situation, right? So if you judge only like that, then you'll run the possibility that you'll throw away God's message just because you only looked at those stuff. So I tried to show him that this is separating the message from what the person does on their own, like, opinion and stuff, right? So you're more concerned with the message from God that the person is claiming this is a message from God.
Yeah.
But they like to conflate these two things and make it like one thing. So, okay, so you got the Quran from a mushrik, but you're bashing mushrik. But it's two separate concepts.
How does he come with the? Sometimes it baffles me the way they come with the concepts, trying to give credence to the man, the human being,
yes,
for all the credits.
Yes.
Right?
They can't separate it.
Yeah. So they'll go ahead to ask you a question like, if the Prophet was alive today and he says, let's go and buy pizza, will you go or not? What kind of question is that?
Exactly. Exactly.
What has pizza got to do with the Quran?
Yeah.
So the point is, if they ask such a rhetorical questions, so they have some questions like that. Normally, when they ask a question like that, you tell them, is the Quran available at that time? If the Quran is also available, and I see the Prophet contradicting the Quran, I'll question the Prophet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's my point. That's my point. That I'm saving for him is that if he has a problem with mushriks, we are using a Quran that potentially, according to them, mushriks gave us, then I would have to ask him, why do you accept the Quran when the Prophet went against the Quran and went against the command of God and forbidded something for his wives, when God said, don't forbid what Allah didn't forbid? So your own Prophet contradicted the Quran, and then by that logic of the mushrik should not follow the Quran.
Exactly. By that logic. So to them, whatever they are saying, it makes sense to them 100%. They don't try to look at it from somebody's perspective. Let me
No,
let me
that's the
let me
thing.
show you how
Yeah.
Sunnis reason, and this is why they get emotional when I call them mushriks. I know it.
Oh yeah.
I
Very
know I
emotional.
know very much that it offends them, but the reason why
Oh
I'm
yeah.
doing it because I want them to approach me and ask me. They
Yes.
don't want to. They are scared to approach me because they know they will be fooled when
Yeah.
they approach me.
Yeah.
So they like to
Yep.
stay far away and keep their emotions to themselves. Like, oh, this guy, they are calling us
Yes.
mushriks. No,
Yeah.
we have a
Yeah.
justification.
Exactly. It's not, I tell them a lot of times, it's not like that we just wake up after one night and we're just like shooting out of our ass or something. You know what I mean? Like we've applied the verses of God to see that your behavior, your attitude, your thinking, your belief is all not in line with the Quran.
Exactly.
It's like after studying, it's not just waking up and then we just put this in our brain from a random spot.
That's the point. But they don't see it, and this is why the dialogues and debates are needed. But these people, in order to have a civilized dialogue and debate with them, is difficult. They will never step out.
And I noticed that now my friends and family, because they see that I'm able to push back on them, they engage less and less.
Yes,
because like you said, they know they're gonna get cornered.
Yes, mark it on the wall. They will stop discussing religion with you. They will only talk about different issues. Yeah. They will stop discussing because Sunnis hate to be caught in an argument.
Yes,
they hate that
that's
because
when they know they can't run, they don't want the spotlight on them.
Exactly, because they feel like they are in charge. They think they are the most dominant sect on earth. This is how Sunnis think. So when you get them in the tight corner, they hate that fact. They can even bring out the hatred you don't expect. So when they avoid you, try to avoid discussion with them. Like I have Sunni friends even in Finland here. When we meet, we don't talk about religion, right?
Oh yeah. That's
we don't
me
talk
and my
about
mom.
religion. Yeah. And when they go and they are alone together, they talk against me. They castigate against me. Yeah, and some of them will come back again and tell me again that hey,
we the Quran alone people, we're probably the most talked about people behind other mushriks.
Yes, it's a fact.
I'm pretty sure
it's a fact. They discuss us a lot, you know. So I know that, but me, to my understanding, if somebody cannot look me in the eye and tell me something, I feel like, oh, fine, let it be. If they can look me in the eye and tell me, then we go back and forth. Then I'll confront you and
then we can have
talk about it.
Yeah.
But the moment you don't confront me and you are somewhere talking, whispering, that's up to you.
Yeah.
Even if somebody come and tell me, hey, Baba Shab, this guy is talking now, I say, allow him. Just let him talk whatever he's saying there.
Yep.
Right? Whoever wants the truth will confront me. Then we can have a discussion.
Yeah.
You know, and this is what I stand for. Open conversation. And there was one imam in Finland here when I requested we should have a public open dialogue, he refused. He said, no, it has to be private.
Yeah, he knew.
Yeah, he says private. And I said, well, I don't need any private because I do this because I want people to realize the truth, not private. Privately, what do I need that for?
Exactly. Like you said,
So,
it comes down to the truth.
Yeah.
If it's the truth, then nobody should be bothered with it.
That's the point.
Yeah.
No, that is the point. Even among the people who claim to follow the Quran, when some people have certain misconceptions on some things I say, and I say, let's do a public discussion, the person is like, no, I don't want it. I'm like, why? Because we want people to know the truth. Instead of just being on the sideline and castigating somebody and say he's misleading the people he's doing, why don't you discuss it in the public? I don't understand.
Yeah.
You know, you see, courtrooms, sometimes there are cases where some cases can be dealt with privately, while some cases can be dealt with openly. But when cases has to do with people, it cannot be discussed privately.
No, it has to be public hearings. Yeah.
You get my point? Because it has to do with the public. Why will you want to do it private? Which means you are hiding something from the people.
Yes, and the Quran is a book for all of mankind, so it should always be discussed openly.
That's the point. That is the point. Look, let me show you something. Somebody in the comment section, Anthony Gloria. I know it's a fake name, by the way. Anthony Gloria says there are no good Quranist debaters. No problem. That is your opinion. And secondly, then the person said, "What? So you never call into the Sunni shows?" Anthony Gloria, can you call right now? I want to hear your voice. I want to talk to you now. Have you ever called on my show? Anthony Gloria, call on my number. Let's see if you have ever called on my show. That's my question to you. Have you ever called on my show?
Okay, I'll ask the question I had.
Yeah, you can ask.
I think it's 14:4, where God said He does not send a messenger, except in the language of their people.
Yes.
Is that right? Did I quote it right?
Yeah, it's right. It's right.
So if I follow that literally, does that mean literally Muhammad is not my messenger? He's a messenger and the messenger, but he's not necessarily my messenger because me and him don't speak the same tongue. So would my messenger be somebody who conveys the verses of God to me in English, the language that I speak?
Okay, that's a good question. So Quran chapter 14 verse 4, let me put the verse on the screen so we understand the context in which this statement was used so that people can get a better understanding thereof. So chapter 14 verse 4. So God says, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِن رَسُولٍ إِلَّا بِلِسَانٍ قَوْمِهِ لِيُبَيِّنَ لَهُمْ. Then he says, فَيُضِلُّ اللَّهُ مَنْ يَشَاءُ وَيَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ وَهُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الْحَكِيمُ. It says, and we do not send a messenger except we can say with the language or by the language or in the language or the tongue of his people in order to clarify to them. Right. So what you have to look at it, you look at the subject and you look at the reason. The subject is discussing the messenger, but what is the reason? The reason is clarity, to give the people clarity. So Prophet Muhammad as a messenger, first of all, was sent to his people. Chapter 62 verse 2. هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي ضلال مبين. Chapter 62 verse 2. So he was sent as a messenger to his people. But then when you read chapter 7 verse 158, his duty transcended from his people to the whole world because the message has to go to the whole world. But the duty of God does not send a messenger except in the language of his people in order to do what? So what you need to understand is the reason why he sent the messenger in the language of his people in order to do what? To clarify to them.
Clarify to them, yeah.
Because sometimes you need something to be clarified in your own language of understanding so that you can comprehend what is being said.
Right. Yeah. If you're trying to get information and knowledge from a language you don't understand, it's useless, kind of.
Thank you. So understanding the context doesn't mean it is restricted, that God only sends a messenger in this language of these people so nobody else can speak to. No, the Quran as a book, the messenger delivered it to the whole mankind. That is why God says the Quran is a guidance for who? Mankind.
Yeah. I don't mean that it'll only be Arabic, but for example, if somebody came to me narrating the Arabic verses, I wouldn't know anything with the message.
Exactly.
But if somebody came and speaking in English, for me, that would be my messenger.
So that is the
point. I would understand right away.
Thank you. So that is the point. So the messenger is the one supposed to bring you clarity in your own language.
Yeah.
That is the point. So Muhammad as a messenger, yes, Muhammad as a messenger, first of all, delivered the message to his people, gave them clarity, and then delivered the Quran to mankind. It is not only one duty that he had. He had to deliver the message to mankind at the same time. So that answer is in chapter 7, verse 158. So it is from that message he has delivered that the other messengers who are supposed to come in the future, according to chapter 7, verse 35, and chapter 10, verse 46 to 48, they have to now give clarity to the other people in their own languages.
Yeah. They would be the messengers for outside of Arabia. Basically.
Exactly. Of our time to give the people clarity. So that is just the point there.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Baba.
You're welcome.
Stay blessed. Thank you again for a very informative and knowledge-based session. And may Allah bless you to continue doing this.
My regards to your family. Peace.
Salam.
Peace. Anthony Gloria, please, can you call on my program? The phone number is on the screen. Please don't be in the comment section. Can you call? Because most of you, sometimes you are scholars and then you hide your identity, you create fake profiles, and then you come questioning stupid questions. Please, Anthony Gloria, please call the number on the screen. Please, I want to hear your voice. Anthony Gloria, please, for God's sake, don't tell us you are busy at work. Don't tell us you are occupied because you've been typing for the past 15 minutes. Please call the number on the screen, or there is an invitation request I sent in the comment section on YouTube. You can see it on the screen. That's the invitation request. You can call, please. And let me go to TikTok. I think we might have some mushriks in the queue. Let me check here. Some mushriks might be in the queue here. Any Sunni in the comment section, please. If there's any Sunni here, let me see. Yeah, my brother Black Machiavelli. Salam to you, Adams. Yeah. Choose the Benef. Choose the Benef, me. Okay, he says he's a mushrik. Oh, you are a mushrik. Okay, I bring you. I love talking to mushriks. Mushriks are very entertaining.
Bluetooth.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Wait, my Bluetooth is connecting. Wait, just a second.
Bluetooth connected.
Yeah, can you speak up?
Okay, how about now? Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. Guys, can you hear him? Can you hear the caller who called from
Can
TikTok?
you hear me?
Can you also hear me?
If you guys can't hear me, am I low?
No, I mean, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, good. So you can speak up now. Your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, that's one like
Wow, salam.
Chose. It's actually Chose the Benet. That's just my nickname, but Chose Muhammad. I'm calling from the United States. I'm in New Jersey. So I apologize. One time I'm at the gym, so you guys might hear some noise in the background. I was listening to you while I was working out.
Yeah.
But I had a quick question. Actually, I listened to you a few times. I try to get on when you get on. I thought I followed you, but it keeps saying join. But I guess that's the coins they're talking about. I don't get on TikTok enough. I don't know what those coins are for. When I do it, it says like I don't have an account or something. But I don't want to get off on occasion. So what I was going to ask is, so I grew up a Sunni Muslim. My parents were in the Nation of Islam. I don't know if you're familiar with that over here in the United States. But then they converted and they became Sunni Muslims. So when I was born, we were born into that religion. But as I grew up, I had questions, and it seems like you're kind of answering a lot of the questions that I would have. Like one, there shouldn't be any sects of Islam. It should just be a Muslim, and that's it. And then when people say, "Oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that," that never really made sense to me. And so now I'm hearing somebody that says that it shouldn't be either. I'm like, yeah, I agree with that. But there's a lot of things you've answered just listening to you. But one question I had was about prayer, right? So I obviously grew up making prayer a certain way. And then you mentioned that there's only 3 prayers in the Holy Quran. And I looked myself and I saw that. So what would be wrong, in your opinion, I guess, if I'm just making more prayers then? Because I guess I'm used to making 5 prayers. So in my mind, I feel like, well, as long as I'm making more than 3, so should I just get extra blessings for making more? Or do you still see something wrong in that?
Yeah, fine. Thank you for your question. Now, normally what you need to ask yourself is the one God asks you to do.
I'm going to press mute because I don't know about the background.
Yeah, sure. First of all, what you need to ask yourself is the one God asks you to do. Have you done it correctly? Have you done the one God asks you to do correctly? That's the first question you need to ask yourself. It's not about the 5 or 6 or 7. It's about the ones God asked you to do. Did you do it correctly? Now, let me give you an example with our worldly life, right? If you work for a company and the company gave you a time that come 1 and end at 5, The boss doesn't care if you come at 1 and close at 5, and then you decided to extend your own time to 8 o'clock. The boss doesn't care. But if you don't come at 1 and end at 5, and then you come after 5 and you want to stay even 10 hours, you've broken the law of the boss, right? So first of all, the boss said come from 1 and end at 5. That is the main thing you need to get fulfilled first. Then whatever you want to add extra is up to you. So the question you need to ask yourself, the Quran gives you 3 salats. Have you done the 3 the Quran gave you? Because the ones that you call the 5 salats, whatever you are doing is not the same as the 3 God gave you in the Quran. I give an example. The Sunnis say you play Fajr. The Fajr the Sunnis gave you, it is actually in the night time, not at dawn. The last time I checked, it's still dark outside when the Sunnis are praying dawn. That is not Fajr. Fajr is when you start to see the clouds becoming white early in the morning, that the morning breeze coming out. That's dawn. But the Sunnis, they gave you a prayer when it's strictly dark. Apart from that, the Sunnis gave you Zuhur, that is the middle day prayer. And then they gave you Asr, that is late afternoon. Then they gave you Maghrib, that is sunset. Then they gave you Isha, which is even night time. Isha, according to the Quran, is just at the beginning of the night time. That's the evening time, just before the beginning of the night time. That is what we call Isha. But the Sunnis, the Isha they give you is strictly night time. It's dark. That is not what God says. So the 5 salats you are doing, the first question you should ask yourself, am I doing the right one God asked me to do? The 3. Am I doing the right one? If I'm not doing the right one, what warrants you to think you are even adding extra? Because you have to do the right one before adding extra. You didn't even do the right one correctly. And then you are thinking about adding extra. Over to you.
Okay, so just on hearing you correctly, Fajr, I don't know if we're calling it Fajr or not, bro. I think we both know what I'm talking about. So,
Fajr is dawn.
Yeah, the way I was
Dawn is Fajr. Fajr is dawn. Dawn time is Fajr. Dawn.
Right, so, and maybe this might be the Hadith. And so I guess in your book, I blend the two, which I know that's a big no-no for you guys. But that's the way I was growing up. So I might be saying something from the Hadith, which you're probably going to totally disagree with. But I was taught that you're not supposed to make the prayer as the sun is coming up. So either you're going to make it before the sun rises or afterwards, but it shouldn't be in between. Same thing for the sunset. So is that, am I off track with that from your understanding?
Fajr is, it has to be a prayer you do before sunrise, before the sun comes up. That is the morning, early morning, before the sun comes up. That is Fajr. Then the sun going down is called Isha. This one is before sun comes up. Then this one is that before the sun vanish completely. Do you see how it works? So we call this on Isha. Isha is when the sun is vanishing, whilst Fajr is before the sun comes out. So we have morning and evening. Then we have the middle, which is the Wusta, which comes in the night time. According to Quran chapter 73, verse 7, God has given you occupation at length in the daytime. You can go and do your occupation, right? So we have Fajr, then we have Isha, then we have Wusta, which is given further elaboration in chapter 73, verse 20, standing up in the night. So if you say you are doing 5 salats, the Zuhur salat, the middle of the day, that's not there. The late afternoon Asr is not there in the Quran. Then Maghrib, there's nothing like Maghrib salat. You see, so all these 3 you have added. You are the one adding burden to yourself that God never gave you. God wants to give you ease, but we are the one adding burden to ourselves. So chapter 22, verse 78, God is the one who has chosen you and has not placed any difficulty upon you in the religion. So why are we trying to make the religion difficult?
It definitely says that. So let me just reiterate what I'm hearing, because I'm trying to listen as close as I can. So just want to repeat it. So Fajr prayer before the sun sets. I'm sorry, before the sunrise. Now let's say for whatever reason you oversleep. I guess that's what I've learned. That okay, let's say you missed the sun is already coming up. If you're gonna make up Fajr, and I think you touched on it before one of the times I listened. So you might be repeating yourself. I apologize, but so when the sun's coming up, I have to wait for the sun is all the way up, and then I can make the prayer. So I recall hearing you say one time, and I don't think it was a topic. I think you just kind of said it in the midst of speaking. But I think I heard you say something like, "Where does it say that you're supposed to make up the prayers?" But I don't know. I was always told, "Hey man, you missed your prayer. You need to make it up." But that's just an important thing to do. So I like to hear. Oh, and then you said also, you should prayer. Did you say it's right before the sun goes down or right after the sun goes down? I'm sorry.
The Fajr prayer is before the sun rises, so it takes like 1 hour before the sun comes up. When it's Fajr, when it's done, it takes like 1 hour before the sun comes up. Then when it's at the sunset side, it takes like almost 1 hour also for the sun to completely vanish, for darkness to appear, right? So that's like 1 hour before the sun disappears. So that's what night comes in. So we call it Gasakil, the twilight of the night. Now, what I was talking about earlier on, when you are saying that I said that you don't have to make up the missed prayer. When it's missed, it's gone. First of all, who has to ask us to make it? If we miss a prayer and you have to make it, who has to ask us to do that? Isn't it God? God has to ask us to do that, right? So when you go to Quran chapter 18, verse 9 to 21, the youth who slept in the cave for 309 years, they had a masjid, they had a mosque at their time. The question is, are they going to make up a salat for 309 years since they missed it by sleeping? How can they make it up? 309 years. How do you make up for missed salat for 309 years?
So for me, this is just how I would rationalize that question. So, and I guess I'm going to say I believe, because I got it. Like I said, I merged the two together, so you may correct this. But when you do Ramadan, we were told you were supposed to be going to be forgiven for your previous sins and things of that nature. So if you miss prayers, things of that nature, then if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, takes your Ramadan fasting and everything, then you're going to be forgiven for all of that. But at the same time, I mean, I know you said you're not supposed to be having a burden, but I try to make them up, right? So I was young before. There's times where I didn't make prayer at all, some days or some weeks or whatever. And when I get a chance, I'll just throw some extra prayers in. No big deal to me. It's like I'm just kind of making up, and that's how I'll be blessed for it. But that's how I look at it from my perspective. But I see what you're saying. I guess you're saying, where in the Quran does it say you have to make it up? Because I know I'm rambling, but from my understanding too, if you miss Juma prayer, I don't know what's your take on that, but you miss Juma prayer, that's it. You can't go back and make Juma prayer. That's it. You miss it, you miss it. But now, where I live in New Jersey now. I grew up in Florida, but there's some Nigerians around here where, oh, you missed Juma. Oh, it's Juma's going to start again in 30 minutes, and I've never heard that in my life. I always heard, if you miss Juma, that's it. You blow it. It doesn't come back around for you like church. You go to evening church or whatever the case may be. But it's like now they have this thing where, oh, Juma starts at 1. Oh, if you missed that one, it starts again at 1:30. Oh, there's one that might start at 12:30. At the same masjid, not different ones. The same one just does it back to back. I've never heard that until I moved back up here. But so I guess to summarize it, the way I view Juma is probably how you're saying the prayers are in general. If you miss the prayer, then you miss the prayer. Is that where I'm getting?
Yeah. When you miss it, you miss it. You don't make up for the appointment. It's done. So then you wait for the next one. As long as you are alive, the next one will come. So you wait for the next one and do it. You miss this one, it's gone. There's nothing you can do.
And then I've heard you mention this before too. And when I say mention, I'm not talking about this tonight, because I just got on maybe 45 minutes ago. But I heard you mention it other times when I was listening. I'm at work or whatever. I'm just listening. But you kind of spoke on this, and I always thought about this. So if there's no water around, you have to make ablution or wudu, then it says you're supposed to use the clean earth or whatever. And me living over here in America, there is no such thing as clean earth. Like the dirt over here is dirty, so it's not like it's litter is everything else. And if I'm not mistaken, I thought I heard you say that that's more like an oxymoron. Like there is no such thing as clean dirt. So it's a meaning in that in itself. Did I hear that correctly, or do you remember saying that, or how does that sound to you?
I think you misheard what I was saying. Did you particularly remember the video you watched that from?
Now that I don't remember. See, I know you. The last time I listened to you, there was a lady on that you did a tremendous favor for. She was very thankful. And then I heard you mention it to her that you usually do it on Wednesday and Saturday, but then you do it on Sunday. It wasn't that day, but it's just it was some time before that. Like I didn't know your days, so one day I'll have on TikTok and oh man, here he is, and then I'll tune in. But I never knew when you came on until that last time when you talked to the lady. I was like, okay, it's every Wednesday and Saturday or whatever. So now I kind of try to catch you now, but before I couldn't tell you because it was just to me a random time and you haven't been on. But you were speaking with someone, like you were kind of like how you're talking with me, but it was more of in a debate. You guys were talking, and that's when you kind of mentioned it. And I don't know I can't remember the actual context. I just remember you mentioning that part because that stood out to me too. I always wonder, like, if I'm somewhere and I can't make ablution, there's no water. I don't know. I call myself a Muslim, but I don't know how I'm going to feel to be around here touching some dirt on my face and everything. So, and then you made a point of saying something about how is the dirt clean if it's dirt, or something like that. I don't know. Maybe. Like I said, I can't remember.
You said wait. You said I said how was the debt something? What I don't get exactly what you said.
So you use a different term, and that's another thing for me. You see, I speak English, so I don't know Quran. I don't know. Arabic at all. So I know if I learned Arabic or Arabic, I would be able to understand.
Let me see if I understand the context. What exactly was I talking to the woman about? Was it about ablution?
Yeah, it was a guy though. It was a guy, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it was like you know how when you're debating, different topics pop up. So that wasn't the main topic, but he touched upon it, and then you came behind him and touched upon it yourself. And then I just want to say,
let's do this. Let's do this.
It just was something.
Let's do this. Send me a message on TikTok to my inbox. Send me a message. Like go over it. Send me a message of what it is. Then I can gather my thought and see what it was, or what is it that you wanted to understand from that conversation. Then I can clarify, because right now I'm trying to catch it up, but still it doesn't add up. So you send me a message of that scenario. I'll try to picture it in my mind, and then I can get it right for you.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate that. So but let me just ask you this then, just a new question. So let's just say it is a scenario where I need to make ablution or wudu before making prayer, and there is no water around, and I'm somewhere where, there's no clean earth or dirt around, or whatever the case may be. Where, in my mind, I would think, what? I would still just make prayer. Let's say I was kidnapped and I'm locked in the basement, tied up. Past gas or something like that.
Your kidnappers will give you water. When the people kidnap you, they have to give you water to drink. They don't want you to die anyway. So kidnappers will there's nowhere you get today, there's no water. There's water everywhere. Yeah. When the Qur'an was revealed in the Arabian Peninsula at that time, they were desert Arabs. So the desert, fine, there will be scarcity of water. That's why the option was given. But this modern day and age, everywhere you go, there's water everywhere you go. Except the desert. The desert is where people usually lack water. But there's water wherever you go now. You get my point.
So let's say like in the city of Flint, and I don't want this. Trust me, I'm not debating with you. I'm actually asking it just to hear your opinion on it. But like for example, where I live, I don't know if you heard about Flint, Michigan, but the government purposely poured pollution all into the water system. So for probably almost the last 10 years, they don't have clean water. They literally have to drive an hour out to go get water. They have to always have bottled water. They can't even wash their hands with it. It's that polluted and dirty. So let's just say someone with no transportation who's a Muslim and they live there and they can't get out of Flint. I mean, obviously they're gonna have hygiene issues or whatever. But I'm just trying to take in a scenario that's kind of real. How would then now they don't have access to water, or they need to make ablution? That's what I'm saying. Like, I believe the most merciful is going to see that and say, you know, inshallah, accept the prayers.
No, exactly. Then in that scenario, you are in a situation where you don't have a choice. So it's not your own doing. It's not like you intentionally, you know, try not to find water or something. You are in a situation where you don't have a choice. Then God is the merciful. He can decide to forgive on that. But the point is, even if you don't have water, a neighbor might have water. Somebody might have water around you to give you water. So water, regardless of how it is polluted or somebody might have water to give you, if you get what I mean. So you can hardly find yourself in that restriction where you don't have water at all. Somebody, somewhere, God will send a servant who will give you water to use. You know, this is what I believe. So I believe people in the desert are the people who are more likely to be deprived of water because of that situation. But right now, if you're on the sea or the ocean, you can use the sea water to do ablution. You can use the ocean water to do ablution. So anywhere you are. So the water you are claiming is polluted. It depends if it's highly chemicalized that it doesn't need to touch the skin. But if it's not for consumption, you can still use it for ablution. I don't think you are going to consume it anyway. So that is the point here.
Okay. No, I appreciate your time. These people are looking at me funny because I'm on the bench, and I guess they're trying to wait.
Yeah, no problem.
No, I appreciate you bringing me up, and thank you again because I don't have the points to do what I got to
hopefully
do.
on Sunday I'll be on live again. You send me a message if you happen to be on Sunday. I will answer your question. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Oh, and to answer that question, that guy, someone asked the question. I think they boiled the same water over and over again. I think someone said, how do they take a bath or whatever?
The shower, yeah. They boil it
and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they boil the same water. Yes,
all right.
It takes the care. Thank you.
Yep.
Peace.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah. So guys, I'm almost 4 hours into the stream on YouTube. I might have to bring the stream to an end. I have to work early morning today. I have to go to work early. The stream, I might need to end the stream also early. I don't think I'll stay very long, but let me bring maybe 1 or 2 people, then I end this. Guys, I don't know, any Sunni in the invitation side, any Sunni sent me a request. I want to know if there's any Sunni, right? Any Sunni?
Lion.
Somebody with an unknown number was calling me right now on WhatsApp. Who is that person, please? Somebody with an unknown number. Yeah, salam. Hello? 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 The person is not speaking up. The person is not speaking up. So Eng, send me a request. Eng, yeah, come here.
Bluetooth. Bluetooth connected.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm calling from Nigeria.
My Nigerian brother. Your name is?
Khalifa.
What is your name?
Khalifa.
Khalifa. Khalifa, are you a Sunni?
Yes, I'm a Sunni.
Nice to meet you. How may I help you?
Okay. So I will bring ayahs from Qur'an. You will translate them from.
No, it doesn't work like that.
You translate it the way you want without Sunnah, without using the Hadith. So translate them the way I'll bring the ayahs for you.
So let's do this. When you mention the verse, you translate it first, according to the Sunnah first. Then after you can ask me.
Subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu Ateeu Allah wa Ateeu Rasul wa ul. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, O you who believe, obey Allah and obey the messenger of Allah and the authority among them. So what's your own translation? You can tell me yours, then I'll explain mine.
But you are not done with the verse.
That's where I stop. That's the main significant place.
No, it's not. Finish the verse.
في شيء فردوه إلى الله ورسوله إن كنتم تؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala he said فإن تنازعتم في شيء فردوه إلى الله ورسوله. ذلك خير وأحسن تأويلا.
Okay. What is it you want to know from the verse?
Okay. He said, if you are, for example, in my own perspective, if something happened to you, you are to take it back to Subhana, messenger of Allah. Messenger of Allah, yes, take it back to messenger. So how will you take it back to him? Just answer me. I'll be asking you questions.
Is it we should?
How will you translate the Quran without Hadith? How? Who gave you the right to translate it? Give me a verse in the Quran which says you can translate the Quran without Sunnah of Rasul.
How many questions are you asking me? Khalifa. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
How many questions are you asking me?
This is a one question.
Which one should I answer?
So, why do you translate the Quran in your own perspective? Who gave you the right to do that? Is it Prophet Muhammad that gave you the right to do that without Hadith of Rasul?
Before I answer the question, no problem. Before I answer the question, did the Prophet give us Hadith?
Naam. Inna nahnu nazzalna zikra wa inna lahu lahafizun. That zikra have a lot of meanings because zikra contains Hadith and Quran.
I said, who gave us the Hadith? Is that the Prophet?
It was not the Prophet, but it was Qawl Rasul. It was Prophet that said that.
Quran chapter
and have
81.
no.
Quran chapter 81 verse 19 says, Innahu la qawlu Rasul Kareem. So qawlu Rasul is the Quran, not the Hadith.
No.
Huh?
We have two. Qawlul Rasul, Qawlullah wa Qawlul Rasul. Quran is Qawlullah wa Qawlul Rasul.
I'm giving you a verse of the Quran. Yes, we know Quran comes from God, but who delivered it?
It was the Prophet.
Thank you. So Rasul delivered it. So the qawl coming from the Rasul, because it wasn't God talking to you and I directly. So Rasul, a human being. Wait. Wait. It was the human being who has to speak the words of God out. So that is the qawl of Rasul Kareem. So the Rasul has delivered the words. So where does it say he gave you Hadith book? That's what I want to understand before I answer your question. Where does it say Hadith book?
Where does قل إن كنتم تحبون الله. No, you know what? Okay, I have a lot. Inna nazzalna zikra. That zikra is Hadith and is Quran.
Prove to me where it says.
That's the word.
No,
Hadith.
prove to me. Give me evidence in the Quran where it says that zikra is the Hadith. Give me an evidence.
As zikra have a lot of meanings in Quran, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was saying, فَاسْأَلُوا أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ إِن كُنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. You see, it has a different meaning. This إِنَّا نَزَّلْنَا الذِّكْرَ وَإِنَّا لَهُ لَحَافِظُونَ الَّذِينَ يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ قِيَامًا وَقُعُودًا وَعَلَى جُنُوبِهِمْ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. So it has a lot of meaning. So إِنَّا نَزَّلْنَا, if Allah was to say, if it's not Quran, if it's Quran there, Allah will say إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَزَّلْنَا الْقُرْآنَ وَإِنَّا لَهُ لَحَافِظُونَ. Because it's not Quran, that's the main reason Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not say it.
Where does it say that?
Al-Quran.
Where does it say that zikra is the Hadith? Show me where it says zikra is Hadith.
I'm telling you that zikra have a lot of meaning.
Okay, how did you come by it meaning Hadith? How did you come by that? Was it the Prophet who told you that?
It was according to Salafus Saleh.
Was it according to the Prophet?
Ahdath.
Was it according to the Prophet?
Yes, we Ahl Sunnah believe is Al-Quran. Al-Quran.
Was it the Prophet who said zikra is Hadith?
It was not the Prophet that said that.
So God says Ateeu Allah wa Ateeu Rasul.
It was Allah that said that.
Okay, where did God say zikra means Hadith? Where does it say that?
Okay, where does God say zikra is Quran?
It didn't say zikra is Quran. It says zikra is in the Quran. So Quran chapter 38 verse 1. Swad wal Quran zi zikr. The Quran.
Read the verse correctly.
Chapter 38 verse 1. Swad wal Quran zi zikr. Chapter 38 verse 1.
Calm down.
Please. Hey, please. Hey. No, don't do that. Please. Hey, do you know the verse?
You are doing.
I said, do you know the verse? Do you know the verse?
Well, Quran is just zikr.
Hey, please.
That's shadda.
You said it's not what?
It's not well, Quran is
no.
zikr.
What did you say? You said something.
That's a khata.
No problem. You said something. You say it's not what? Tajweed?
Well, Quran is not.
No. I said who? You said it's not what? Tajweed?
You don't have tajweed.
I'm asking you, tajweed. Who gave you tajweed? Please, who gave you tajweed?
Tajweed?
Yeah, who gave you tajweed?
Tajweed, you have to read Quran with tajweed. So
I
who
said,
gave you the right?
Answer my question.
Okay, calm down.
No. Wait. Who gave you tajweed? Simple question. Who gave you tajweed?
وَرَتِّلِ الْقُرْآنَ تَرْتِيلًا.
I said, who gave you tajweed? Is tajweed mentioned in the Quran?
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me tajweed.
Show me the word tajweed in the Quran. Oh yeah, I'm waiting. Show me where it says tajweed.
وَرَتِّلِ الْقُرْآنَ تَرْتِيلًا.
Tarteel doesn't mean tajweed.
وَرَتِّل.
I said tarteel. Tarteel doesn't mean tajweed.
Tartila.
I'm asking you.
It means tajweed.
I'm asking you. The word tarteel does it mean tajweed?
Yes, tartila. Warattil is tajweed, not tartila.
Hey, my guy. The word tajweed is an Arabic word. The word tartil comes from the word rattal. So you are saying tajweed means tartil.
Rattal. Warattil al-Quran.
Are you okay? The word tajweed, you said it means rattal.
Yes.
You are not normal. What is the meaning of tajweed?
Tell us. No, you don't know.
Tell us. Wait.
Calm down.
Wait. No. I'll come up. I said, what is the meaning of tajweed? Help us. What is the meaning of tajweed? Are you not talking? Hello? Are you googly searching Google? Hello?
What?
Stop googly searching.
Hello?
You are when you are googly searching. When you are googling searching, you cause it will bring.
How do you know? I'm doing that?
Because you are pausing now. I know, Nana. You don't know I have superpowers. I can see your phone. You don't know.
No. Yes.
Swear to God. Swear to God.
Swear to the unseen.
Swear to God you are not.
I swear to God.
Hey.
I swear to God.
Hey.
Yep.
Khalifa, we can see you. I said, what is the meaning of tajweed?
Tajweed means to read. Tajweed means jayidan. Within Quran, perfection. It means perfection.
Who gave you that tajweed? Where did the Prophet give you tajweed?
He said I should read Qur'an and Tarteel.
No. It doesn't mean no. When we say rattal, when you are singing in a monotonous way, the hymning of the Quran, the chanting of the Quran is what we call tarteel, rattal. When we say rattalnahu tartila, the ones who read the Quran, like Abdul Basit or Ali Jabir and so on, what is their name? How do we call them in Arabic? No, the thing they are doing, how do we call it?
What?
The tarteel.
They are reciting.
No, when somebody does tarteel, how do we call him?
Melodious. He's reciting melodious.
Oh, I said, how do you call him in Arabic? When somebody does tarteel, how do you call him in Arabic?
Who are you? You're telling Quran. You're telling Quran.
I say, how do you call him? If somebody is a submitter to God, how do we call him in Arabic?
Like how? I don't understand what you are saying.
It means you don't understand English. When somebody submits to God, he becomes a submitter. So when you submit to God, we call it aslim or aslam. So you, the one who does the aslam, what is your name in Arabic?
Oh, me, the one I did aslim.
What is your name? You are called a Muslim. God, what is wrong with you? That is a Muslim. Somebody who does the aslim is called a Muslim. So now, when somebody does tarteel, how do we call him?
Say it by yourself because
just say you don't know. Yes, say you don't know. I know you are a teenager, by the way, no problem. But say you don't know. When we say murattil, when somebody is doing the tarteel, what do they do? What is the person called?
Murattil?
What does he do? The murattil, what does he do?
Who are you telling the Quran? You have to tell the Quran.
Thank you. So now, do you understand this?
I understand what you're saying.
Thank you. So now you just learned something new, right? Okay. So now let's go.
I didn't learn it because I know it.
You did?
That's fi'l al-mudari. So I know it since.
Oh my God. Okay, you
mudari because you confused
no
me.
problem.
That's fi'l al-mudari.
No problem. Now you are saying tajweed, and I'm asking you, who gave you tajweed? You are saying it is the Prophet. The word tartil is not the same as the word tajweed. Tajweed and tartil are not the same. Tartil is the singing you do. That is why the ones who do the Qur'an, the Qira'ah, they sing it. They sing it.
Okay, so
that singing. Oh, wait, wait and learn. Don't argue. You are a young man. I know you are in your early 19, 20. Don't rush. So when we say tartil is not the same as tajweed. Tajweed was invented by the modern day scholars, not the Prophet time. You can never prove to me anywhere where Prophet gave you tajweed.
So why do you listen to them?
Oh my God. Is it a taboo to listen to even comedians? Is it a taboo? I can listen to comedians, jokers, Donald Trump, I listen to.
Why do you give reference with them?
No, I'm correcting you. You came to lie to us that tartil means tajweed. It's a lie, my guy. Don't lie to us. So I'm fixing your thoughts. So now let's go back to chapter 38, verse 1. I said, Suhadu al-Quran is a zikr. You said you want to correct me just because I didn't recite it the way you, the Sunnis, recite it. So you think mine is wrong. Now prove to us the verse. Where do we find the zikr? What is the verse saying? Translate to us. Let's see. What is the verse saying?
والقرآن ما أي verse? Which verse are you talking about? والقرآن is الذكر.
What chapter is that?
والقرآن is الذكر.
What chapter is it?
I don't memorize numbers. I just memorize Quran.
You don't even know the verse. You don't know the chapter. You don't know the verse, right?
Anyhow you think.
No, wait. It's not anyhow I think. You are quoting something you don't know where it is coming from. So if I say it is coming from Quran and I say prove it, you can't prove it. You are lost. But you are here claiming you want to correct my tajweed. I'm not using tajweed, by the way. I'm using tajbush because I don't smoke weed. So I don't use weed. So I use bush, right? So let's go back to the verse. No, let's go back to the verse. Chapter 38, verse 1. That verse, what is the verse saying? Translate to us.
Al-Quran is, we all know al-Mushaf. Al-Quran min Allah Azza wa Jalla, qawlullahi Azza wa Jalla, kalamullah. Then al-Zikr huwa alladhina yazkuruna Allah.
You left something. Hey, it says Z. Don't leave the Z out. Z.
Wal-Qur'anu zikr.
What does the Z means?
If we say zikr, it means يكون الإنسان الذين يذكرون الله. أي صاحبون الذكر. صاحبون الذكر.
Z, the word Z only. What does it mean?
يدل على أنهم صاحبون الذكر.
That is what?
يدل على أنهم صاحبون الذكر.
We are talking about the Quran. You are talking about Sahibun, and now you are doing zikr. But I'm asking you, what is the meaning of Z? Bimana, mana. What is the meaning?
So I'm telling you, it's Sahibun al-Zikr.
Ma al-Z. Ma al-Z. Z. Ma al-Z.
الإنجليزية ليس على هذا وأنا أفضل في لغة العربية.
We are speaking English, my friend. Sprunking English.
I'm coming. Don't you know how to speak Arabic?
Are we speaking French? The question I'm asking you is in French?
I'm coming.
You are going. You are going.
If you don't know how to speak,
I said no. I'll come up. I said we are speaking. The question I'm asking you is in French.
Calm down.
I'll come up.
If you don't know how to speak Arabic, then
I'm
how do you
asking
understand?
I just asked you a question in Arabic. Are you deaf and dumb? I just asked you, Mama al Z. The Z I asked you.
You are deaf. I'm not deaf.
No, I asked you a question. What is the meaning of Z? Was it not in Arabic? I just asked you.
Z?
Yes, Z. What does it mean? What does it mean in English? So you don't speak English. You cannot speak English. Tell my audience what it means in English.
I have to memorize them with Arabic because it comes with Arabic.
You the Arabian Nigerian. Tell my audience in English what is the meaning of Z. Z only. You don't know Z in English?
نعم أنا لست جيد في اللغة الإنجليزية.
Hey, how old are you?
You don't have problem with that.
Are you married?
I'm not.
You are a teenager, right?
Yes, I'm a teenager.
I know. At that age, you are boiling. You feel like you know everything. At that age, I know that feeling.
No, but I'm not that way.
So let me help you. The word Z, it means you are possessing something, containing something. That is what Z means. So, for instance, Surah Al Buruj, chapter 85, verse 1, it says, "Wasama izat al Buruj." Now, this zat is used in the feminine instance. Then we have the masculine instance is the Z. So the feminine instance used for the Surah Al Buruj, "Wasama izat al Buruj." The Sama'i is possessing the Buruj, meaning it contains the Buruj. Can we say the Sama'i is the Buruj? Can we say that?
As-sama?
Yeah.
Can we say what?
Can we say Sama'i is the Buruj?
No.
Thank you. Can we say Buruj is the Sama'i?
La.
Thank you. Why? Because of that, right? Thank you. So now let's go back to Surah Sad, chapter 38, verse 1. Wal Qur'an zi zikr. This Al Qur'an, is it the same as the zikr?
Quran في أي مكان.
I'm
Say it
asking
again.
you, the Quran, is it the zikr?
In where?
I'm
In which
asking
ayah
you,
first?
chapter 38, verse 1, Surah Sad. You are not listening. What are you doing? Something there? You are not listening?
Okay. Sort. Okay, sort.
Swad, yeah. Chapter 38, verse 1. The Quran, the Z is in the middle. Since the Z, you agree that the Samai cannot be the Buruj, and the Buruj cannot be the Samai. Why? Because of the Zat, which is the same as the Z, which is masculine and feminine. So now we are back to the Z. The Quran, is it the zikr?
It's not zikr in that place.
Thank you. So the zikr, is it the Quran?
Zikr?
Yeah.
Zikr is no Quran there.
Thank you. In that verse, right? Okay. So, but where do we find
Yes.
the zikr?
Where do you find zikr?
Yeah, where do we find it?
Zikr as what?
As-zikra. It's a marifa. Marifa.
No,
It has
az-zikr.
adatul tarif. Listen, it has adatul tarif. Does it have it or not? Does it have a marifa, adatul
It
tarif
has-
or not? Thank you. So where do we find it?
In Inna
No, you gave the correct answer. Repeat that answer. The last answer you just said right now.
Inna nazzalna zikra wa inna lahu lahafizun.
Yeah, where do we find it?
Zikra is ma'rifa.
Yeah, so where do we find it?
Al-ma'rifa?
Yes, this marifa.
Alladhina. This ma'rifa.
Yes. Fil Quran.
So give me the verse.
Oh my God. Oh, Khalifa, are you listening to our conversation?
I'm listening.
Why should I give you the verse again? Are you playing with toys? Khalifa, he left, he went off. He just crashed. He took himself out. He just fly away. He left. I'm based in Finland. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's enough. It's enough for today. Let's end like this. It's okay. It's enough. He realized the answer, but he doesn't want to answer it. So it's better for him to leave than to answer, because it will crash whatever his scholars have taught him. So he has to flee. Hey, Baba. But he's about these mushriks. And that is how they rush. The kids, especially, I know how they boil. They want to act like, when you put them right in their position, now the embarrassment has started. That's how they are. Yes, thank you very much, Ralph Faith. Bossman Blazes, Baba, please pick me. I have a quick question. Guys, I have to work early morning. Today, I'm not staying longer. I have to work early morning, right? As a matter of fact, from right now, I have only 3 hours of sleep, right? I have to sleep 3 hours, and it's not good. So I can't stay longer today, unfortunately. But on Sunday, I'll be here fully. I can be available fully, because Mondays I'm not working, right? So I can be available fully on Sunday, God willing, right? It's quite unfortunate. I will have stayed longer. If it's 4 hours of stream today, 4 hours is pretty good. So I guess people can use this to learn, inshallah. Thank you guys, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate all of you. Yes. Bossman, please, you came late, and please, just because you came late, please, I will recommend you come again. Don't just expect you came and then I should try to make myself available, because I have a serious issue in the daytime. today is a busy day for me at work, so I have to get enough sleep or it will be terrible. I know you have the questions to ask. If you can save them or send me an inbox so that when I come on Sunday, I can tackle it. Right? Bossman, send me an inbox. If you have a question, send me an inbox. So when I have time, I can tackle it. Right? Guys, somebody else also asked a question. Nasid Muhammad, yeah, salam to you. Let me see. Is there any question I missed on YouTube? Somebody said you asked me a question. What does the Quran say about self-pleasure? Self-pleasure as in what? Are you talking about what? Masturbation or what? What's self-pleasure? In which sense? Self-pleasure as in what? So yeah. Guys, thank you very much. Hey, Muslim loves, real estate. Kindly send me, Sister Muslima, can you send me that guy you talk about, the scholar? What is his name? The Hadith scholar or something? I forgot him. You sent me last time his name. What is his name? Remind me his name right now so that I can do a program on him. What is his name? Muslima in real estate, please remind me that Hadith scholar from the US, right? Please remind me his name or send me a message. I need to. What is his name on his YouTube or something? Please send me this thing before I go. Guys, thank you very much for all those who gave the likes, the gifts, those who gave the super chats, those who call in the program, those who ask questions for me to answer. Those I couldn't answer your questions on time, I apologize. I'll try to make it a point on Sunday. But the problem is on Sunday, I only do TikTok stream. I'm thinking of doing TikTok/YouTube on Sundays. Please, so let me know. Those on YouTube, if you want me to do my Sunday special, if you want me to stream live on YouTube, kindly let me know. And also, there's a dear sister of ours who has lost her sister, who wanted to do like a memorial, stand for the sister. It is one of the things that she feels like she doesn't want the grave of the sister missing. So I made a pledge that we are going to set it up a GoFundMe page where people can donate to help out with this cause, right? And I'll be the first to donate first before that. So I will set up the alert. You will see it on my YouTube page where we can actually help the sister to get this thing done, inshallah, for her sister, right? Yeah. I appreciate all of you. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you for the support. Till we meet again on Sunday, inshallah. Thank you all. 11 Drobino, my dear brother. JS, Helal, Maggie, Risha Green, thank you for the moderation. Pacman presents. Rizal Zanda, I see you, my dear brother. Hey, Baba Sedu, Shiri Mama, I didn't see you today. Maybe I know you fell asleep or something, but I know you'll be around watching. Guys, all of you, Adam, Abdul Samad, Adam, my dear brother, Nara Power, the name Abu Thomas, uncountable. We have God alone. We have Brother Rashad. Thank you for being around. Borak, Rayan, peace to you. My elder flashpoints, it's just endless, right? Thank you, guys. I appreciate all of you. Thank you all. Thank you. Till we meet again on Sunday. So if possible, I'll be doing a stream both YouTube and TikTok on Sunday. Facebook, no. On Sunday, I actually chose TikTok because I feel like it's fun when I'm streaming live, but I'll try to see if I can do YouTube and TikTok. I don't really want to 100% promise that, but I'll see if I can do YouTube and TikTok simultaneously the same time. Then I can allow question and answers. I can go as well as 8 hours if I want on Sunday because I'm not working the next day, so I can stay throughout. But today I have to work, and I'm working in 4 hours time. I have to go to work, so my sleep will be about just 3 hours. So guys, thank you very much. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the super chats, the gifts, the likes. I appreciate all of you. God bless you all. One love to you. Bilal Jibril, I see you, my brother. Why? Yes, I see Bilal Jibril. One love to you, my brother. Akiku Sashintaro, Madiha Sameya. Yes, the names are just a lot. H Bomb, yes. Brother Hakan, I see you. Brother Elliot, I see you, my dear brother. One love. Elliot. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. Till we meet again, hopefully on Sunday. I appreciate all of you. This is where I say peace be to you all. Till we meet again. One love. So that is N for those on TikTok. And then N for those on, yeah. Always give them a reason to remember your name. As a correctional officer,